because today's lesson is very, very important. I don't want anybody to miss out on the content that we are sharing today, the class that we are doing today. Before we begin, I hope all of you have received Cake Baking Masterclass. Those who failed to join the classes, please check the videos that's pinned in the group. Once you receive the classes, you have to log in your YouTube and Gmail with the same Gmail ID that you have shared with us to be able to watch the videos. And if you find any difficulty in watching them, please troubleshoot. The troubleshooting also has been shared with you. Me and my team are always there to help and guide you. We are working 24/7 to make everything, easy learning for you. Also, along with the recipes, the mother recipe videos, we have shared some videos from the live classes, so you don't miss out on anything. Okay? So, am I clear to all of you? I hope everything is clear. And before I start, I guess all of you have been seeing the clips from our Delhi Bakers Meet. So every year I host a Delhi Bakers Meet in which people from all over the world join in, not just the country. So if you are interested, do join in. You will get the early bird price 2990. The fee is actually 4,000, but because you have joined the class already, I will ask my team to give you a concession on the fee and give you the early bird fee. So if you are interested, the date is 24th of August, but the registrations have begun. All right. So today's lesson, without further ado, is going to be Ganache. Now we have to understand what is ganache, right? Ganache is a medium, is a frosting, not just frosting, is basically how is it made, what kind of a filling is done, and yes, my favorite too, Radhika. So, we have to understand what ganache is. So, how is it made? What is, excuse me, the different ratios of ganache, understanding dark, white, milk, and colored ganache, all of that. All right. Now, okay. So first we will start with dark ganache. So to make dark chocolate ganache, you need dark chocolate. You can either use compound or use couverture. Compound is not the purest form of chocolate. It is not from the cocoa beans, and it's super expensive also. Sorry, compound and couverture. Let me first tell you couverture because that's the purest form of chocolate. Okay, you are typing in so many messages. It's scrolling through, so I'm getting distracted. I will come to the questions later on. Let me first take you to the class. Okay, let's start with ganache again. We will start with couverture chocolate. What is couverture chocolate? It's the purest form of chocolate available. It comes out from the cocoa beans. उसमें कोको बीन से जो प्रोडक्शन होती है चॉकलेट की, that's a pure chocolate and is called couverture chocolate. Now what is compound chocolate? Compound chocolate is not purest form of chocolate. It doesn't come out from the cocoa beans. It is derivatives of oil and oil solids. It doesn't have cocoa solids in it. All right. Now how do we make? And the compound that we're using today is Chocoville by Bakersfield. It's amazing. All right, just try it once. Both white and dark are really good. So we have chopped the chocolate for you. You're starting with the dark chocolate. नीचे करना पड़ेगा camera. What's on? That's it. Right. So we are going to measure out ganache in grams. Please write down when it summers the ratio of ganache is different and in winters the ratio of ganache is different. So when we are talking about dark chocolate ganache, we make 2:1 ratio, 2 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream in winters. And when it's summers or mushy, we use 3 parts of dark chocolate and 1 part of cream. 3 parts of dark chocolate and 1 part of cream. So 300 grams of chocolate and 100 grams of cream. So 300 grams of chocolate and Amul fresh cream. Shake, 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 shake well before you cut it. We have shaked it really well so that the water and the fat doesn't get separated, okay? And 100 grams. So I'm putting it in here when it becomes 400, which means I've added 100 grams, right? Followed? Nahi aaya samajh to pucho? So I'll drop in gradually. All right? Aai samajh? Everybody? Now, what are we going to do? So to make ganache, we are just going to mix it. And now to melt it, you can either use a double boiler or I prefer using a microwave. In the microwave, you will put in for 1 minute first, take it out, melt it, and then 30 seconds at a time. आस्था पहले 1 मिनट के लिए डालना, उसके बाद 30 सेकंड करके 1 मिनट डालने के बाद मुझे एक बार दिखा दूंगी. So I will repeat. For winters, it's 2:1 ratio, 2 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream. And in summers, it's going to be 3:1 ratio, which is 3 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream. Followed, everyone? In the meantime, now coming to white chocolate ganache. Okay, now write down the ratio of white chocolate ganache. So white chocolate is not real chocolate. It's made out of compressed milk. Okay, so it doesn't come out from, there is no white cocoa bean in nature. So it's actually compressed milk. So the ratios also vary. In winters, you will make it with 3:1, 3:1, or 3.5:1. In winters, it can be 3:1 or 3.5:1. Okay. And in summers, it will be 4.5:1. Matlab 450 grams में 100 grams of cream for summers. Okay. So for summers, it's going to be 4.5:1 for white chocolate ganache. Okay. See, after 1 minute pulse, this is how it is going to look. See? Press it so that whatever little chunks you see, now we need to melt it a little. 30 seconds का pulse लेना. So, E96, we'll do 4 or 4:1. 48, 452. Okay. 4.5:1. This is 603. We need to remove 3. Dollar. निकला है, छोटा सा एक बोल दो. Is it 603? Am I seeing it correct? Spoon में 4.5 spoon. 5.5 we need. Okay, I'm just removing the 3. 6, 9. Because of this chunk, it's 6. 5.5. 4, 7. Now again, give it a mix. And you have to be very, very careful when you are trying to make white chocolate ganache, because it's better if you can make it in double boiler. If you're making it in microwave, you have to be very, very careful. Yes, it's 450 grams of chocolate and 100 grams of cream. 4.5 is to 1 is the ratio. Now, when you make white ganache, you have to be very, very careful because, like I said, white chocolate is not real chocolate, it's compressed milk. So you need to give the pulse gradually. एक बारी में 2-3 मिनट के लिए नहीं लगा देंगे, your chocolate will get seized. Don't do it for white chocolate or for dark chocolate. Go gradually. See, this is melted now. Right? Now what we will do is we will allow it to come down to room temperature first. पहले इसको room temperature में आने देना है. All right? In the meantime, white chocolate will happen. So please note down. You will feel that nothing has happened to it yet, but when you give it a mix, you will see that this has started melting. Now, white chocolate will require more pearls than your dark chocolate, but don't be in a hurry. Please melt it gradually. जल्दी जल्दी करने के चक्कर में we will not seize the chocolate. All right? Please be slow and steady. And धीरे धीरे melt करेंगे उसको. देखो, it just started becoming soft. This will need a little time, but we have to be patient. Now I will also show you how to make colored ganache once it gets melted. I will tell you all the resting time and everything. I'm just waiting for it to get melted, and then white chocolate, first time you can keep for 40 seconds, then 30 seconds at a time. Now how to use double boiler. Okay, to use double boiler, basically what we do is we take a pan, and pan में हम थोड़ा सा पानी लेते हैं, and then we keep, suppose we have an oven, and take a steel pan. Consider this to be a steel pan, okay, not a glass one. You take little bit of water in it, इसको रखते हैं, and इस पे पानी चल रहा होता है, and you keep your glass bowl on top of this, and this will have the ganache and keep on melting with this heat. Yes, for the couverture also same ratio. See, now it has started melting. Break the chunks and lumps. Kanika, no, buttercream is not part of this class. So now, if you want to make your ganache a little glossy, then you can add in 20-25 grams of butter into it. All right, to make glossy, shiny ganache. It's still warm to touch. अगर मैं इसको touch कर रही हूँ, it's still warm. So I will keep it in on the counter until it comes down to room temperature to touch. Unsalted, always unsalted. See, this is how it starts to look. Okay, and you will see there are some such particles also. For such particles, don't just right away melt. Keep melting it like this, and all the particles should come together because it's still very hot if you touch it from the bottom. So थोड़े छोटे छोटे जो chunks रहते हैं, for that don't melt it again. First try to dissolve it like this, and they will get dissolved. Okay. Now once these two are made, now, once these two are made, you have to allow it to come down to room temperature. दोनों को room temperature में आने के लिए आपको wait करना है. When they reach room temperature, you will touch the bottom of the bowl and it should not be warm. It should be in room temperature. जब room temperature पे आ जाए, take a cling wrap and don't cover it from the top. You have to touch the ganache and cover it with cling wrap. Now, we have to mature ganache before we start working with ganache. How many of you mature ganache before working with it? Very good. Very good. How do we mature ganache? लिखिए. How do we mature ganache? No, no, Nafriya. Yes. So basically, let me explain. Suppose we made the ganache today, and we have to allow it to come down to room temperature. Then we cling wrap it. If it's winters, listen to me very carefully. If it's winters, keep it on the counter overnight before next day using it or keeping it in the refrigerator. If it's summers, you cannot keep it outside because it will be soupy, right? 50 degrees, it will be soupy tomorrow. So in that case, cling wrap and keep it in an AC room. All right? जहाँ पे आप bedroom में सोते हो, उसके corner में रखो. Wherever. In summers, overnight keep it in the AC room. In winters, keep it on the counter, cling wrap. Next day, if you're not using it, keep it in the refrigerator, or if you're using it, good. Followed, everyone? Now, when we have to make colored ganache, now I'm using this color splash color. Always, can you see it? These are good for chocolate. So when the ganache is still melted, let's see something, chocolate. Okay, what you will do is take candy colors. For chocolate, always take candy colors, and as per your taste, feel free to put in the drops. And when it's still warm, if you melt it, it will get melted beautifully. Now adding gradually. I would always suggest कि आप ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप ऐड करें. Okay, so the color that you see and color I see is a little different. Mine is looking darker than from the screen. So I would like to keep it as it is. This is more like a peach color. All right. If you want to make it darker, you can put in more color. Now, ठंडा करो काउंटर पे रख के और उसके बाद फिल करके मुझे दिखा देना है. अब शॉपेज स्टार्ट करेंगे. सीधा करेंगे. See, Meghna, if you do not have AC, then the only option is fridge. So, Ramandeep, when the ganache is still warm, I would want you to add in color. What's happened to this? Why is it moving? When the ganache is still warm, or you've heated up ganache, the ganache is melted, and now before it solidifies, before the ganache sets, you should be able to color it using candy colors from Bakersville. The candy colors are actually very, very good and very potent. So use the color drops as per your requirement, because when it's still melted, it will you know what to say, it will dissolve in the ganache well, and it will spread over the ganache evenly. If it solidifies, then there will be chunk of color. So when it's still liquid, then you have to color it. Now, so we are going to make ganache cakes today, colored ganache cake and dark chocolate ganache cake, but I'm not doing it like a simple colored ganache cake and a dark chocolate ganache cake, but I'm going to teach you how to do sharp edges. Excited? Excited? Yeah? Lovely. So, not just sharp edges, we are going to we are going to cater to two shapes. One is round and one is square. Okay? Lovely. I'll start with, we'll start with round one. 40 minutes सिखा देंगे. Let me explain it to them. Acrylics explain. Round वाला दे दो. Now, whenever we are trying to do sharp edges, I want everybody to be very, very attentive, because this is very important that I'm going to explain it to you. Please make step by step, make notes of how we are assembling the cake. Lovely. Okay. So now, how are we going to make sharp edges? Whenever you want to make sharp edges, you need acrylic. Okay. If you're making round cakes, you need round acrylic discs. If you're making square, you need square acrylic discs, and in pair. You need two of these. Okay. Whatever shape you are making, you need a pair, because one goes at the bottom, one on the top. Followed? These are called acrylic discs. Okay. So now, how are we going to assemble it? So basically, it's the same way that you assemble your cakes, but a little extra steps that you have to do. So I would suggest you keep watching as I explain and stack the cake inside, and please keep writing in your note the first step, second step, third step. Okay? Done? Okay, great. Now let's start. Now, okay. Nupur, we would need a different angle, please. थोड़ा सा नीचे करिए और नीचे करिए, बस इतना बहुत है. Is it visible, everybody? Give me a thumbs up if I'm audible and everything is visible. Then we start. Wonderful. You guys are absolutely amazing. Lovely students in this batch. Very attentive. I want all of you to rock all the recipes. And by the way, I've seen in the group so many of you have baked such lovely bakes using the mother recipes. I'm so happy. Good going. Okay. Now, first step is to take a base. Why am I taking a base? Because in between the ganache process, we have to chill the cake in the refrigerator. Now, when we chill the cake in the refrigerator, we have to lift it. अब मैं अगर इसको रख के start करूँ इसमें ganache बनाना and cake banana and I start piling it up, if it's a tall cake, lifting it and keeping it in the refrigerator is going to be troublesome, right? That's why we need, this is for anti-skid, we need a base that we can hold and lift the cake and keep it in the refrigerator. Followed everyone? Good. Now, the glue is going to be our ganache, okay? So ganache will act also as glue. Now this is pre-made matured ganache that you see, because the ganache that we made right now will be ready tomorrow. Okay, so we made this yesterday or day before yesterday and we are using it. So first thing is to stick your acrylic disc on the base. चिपक गई ताकि गिरे ना. ठीक है? हो गया. इस तरफ नहीं डालूंगी क्योंकि इस तरफ में 5 मिनट नहीं लगाऊंगी, ऊपर 5 मिनट लगाऊंगी राउंड के स्क्वायर के. Now understand the step. We will have to start assembly. You can write down. Number 1, you take a base. Number 2, you apply a little ganache and stick the acrylic on it. Please write down. All right. Now we have to take our cake sponge and start assembling it. But before that, let me explain it to you. You have 2 acrylics that one will be in the bottom, one will be at the top. And once the sharp edges are achieved, you have to remove the acrylics. If you don't remove the acrylics, how will the customer cut through and eat the cake? Followed? If you don't cut through if you don't remove the acrylics, it's not possible for the customer to cut through the cake. Now, because we want to remove the acrylic, we cannot stick it directly on the sponge because it will get badly stuck to the sponge. For that, we need parchment paper. All right. Now, there are 2 options. You can either remove both the acrylics or you can remove only the top acrylic and let the bottom acrylic go with the customer. Now, if you allow the bottom acrylic to go with the customer, these acrylics are not very, they don't come cheap. It is going to be heavy on your pocket. In that case, I would suggest use the bottom one as cake card. Cake cards are sasta. 5 rupees, 6 rupees, one cake card comes. I'll show you what is a cake card. Okay? So at the bottom, take same size. If you're using a 5-inch, take a 5-inch cake card also. But you need 2 of these. One would be acrylic, another one would be cake card. Now consider this bottom one is a cake card. And we start assembling our cake on top, and this will go on top. We remove the top one and the bottom one cake card goes as it is. You don't have to remove the cake card in that case. When I do it, then you will understand further. Okay? Because cake cards are sasta. Anyways, we need a base underneath. Very good. Kamaljeet, Saloni, Shraddha, Sia, very good. Alright? Got it? If not, then when I do it, you will understand it further. Alright? So I am using both the acrylics because I am going to remove them. When you cater to your customers, please use bottom one as a cake card. This is called a cake card. They come in different sizes. This is a 7-inch cake card. But you cannot use a 7-inch cake card for this cake because your acrylic is 5-inch. So you need a 5-inch cake card. I don't have the 5-inch cake card. That's why I'm using both acrylics. Followed? Alright, lovely. Now, also please write each layer and point of contact will have Ganache, which will act as the glue. Back to this is Ganache, which will act as the glue. दे दो इधर भी पार्चमेंट दे दो मैं लगा के दिखा दूंगी कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे दोनों में now one prep that you need to do is see suppose this acrylic is 5 inch please understand this and write down this is very important okay so whatever cake you want to get finished your cake sponge should be half inch smaller than your acrylic. Your cake sponge, write down, your cake sponge should be half inch smaller than your acrylic. Now I'm going to take a cutter Now, suppose your cake tin is 5 inches and you don't want to cut out your cake, so you will take the acrylic 5.5 inches. In that case, you will not have to cut out your sponges. But there will always be a difference of 5 inches, whether you cut it or not. Which means if your sponge is 5, you should take your acrylic 5.5. Vice versa. Basically, the sponges need to be always 5.5 inches smaller. आधा इंच छोटा स्पंज चाहिए हमें क्यों वो भी आपको भी समझ आएगा and you need these parchment papers and the parchment paper should be smaller than your cake sponge. So cake sponge से parchment paper छोटा करूँगी. Roughly, you don't want an exact round shape. So round shape ही बना. So I will repeat again. If you want, take a screenshot. Your cake sponge should be smaller than your acrylic and your parchment should be smaller than your cake sponge. समझ में आया? Followed? Yes, no, yes. Correct. Now we will start building the cake. So every point of contact will have ganache because ganache will act as the glue. Now before placing anything, just apply a little ganache. We are using colored ganache. And then the parchment paper. And then again the ganache. Then your sponge. इतना लिख लीजिए. Please write down acrylic, ganache, parchment paper, ganache, sponge. And now fill in as you fill. At this point of time, I'm doing it with ganache. थोड़ा सा चाहिए. I am doing it with Ganache. You feel free to do any filling that you want. You can do a whipped cream filling, you can do a comfort filling, you can do a uh, custard filling, whatever filling you want, you do. But in that case, you will always have to make a well. Make well with Ganache. Likhiye. No, Diksha, my vanilla sponges don't need soaking. If you want to soak, go ahead. We don't soak our vanilla sponges. So, if you have to do a whipped cream filling or a compote filling like we made all the cakes last time, then what you'll do is you will make a well. Do you understand by making a well? Like I've shown you in whipped cream cakes, like making a well like this. But in the whipped cream cakes we made with whipped cream, in Ganache, we will make it with Ganache. The well will be Ganache and filling will be whipped cream or compote or fresh fruit or whatever. Followed? And feel free to soak it. We don't soak our vanilla sponges. They're super soft. Now goes the second layer. And the final one. Once the final one goes in, you should put a skewer in. And now the skewer should be going slightly inside the sponge. Okay? One skewer is enough. Followed. Now what we will do is we'll repeat. Now see, I did not do the sides, but don't do the sides. Please follow every step that I'm doing. It's absolutely important. I'm not doing the sides right now. That's also for a reason. Now after this, again, छोटू सा parchment. Ganache. And acrylic on top. Now, when you place this acrylic, understand, नीचे acrylic चली गई, ऊपर acrylic चली गई, in between you have the cake. When you place this acrylic, this is just a 5-inch cake, you will feel that, ma'am, it's straight. But you don't know whether it's straight or not. For that, you need to take a bench scraper and align it. Both top and bottom acrylic should be aligned. As see, when I place it here, can you see this gap? Can you see there's a tiny gap? Is it visible? So if there is a gap, push it. Both bottom and top acrylic should touch each other. Now this is fine. Okay, one more thing. Now, when we place it with an eyeball estimation, we don't know whether the cake is droopy or the cake is straight. For that, we use this leveler. It's called water leveler. It's available on Amazon. So when you keep it on a straight surface, you can see that there is a bubble. When you keep it straight, the bubble will be in the center. When the cake is straight out, the bubble will go to one side. Can you see this? So now when it's on the straight surface, the bubble will always be in the center. So we have to check if the bubble is in the center. Check from all the sides. See, the bubble is going to one side, right? Is it visible? Should I bring it closer? Visible that the bubble is going to one side. Can you see this? Whichever side the bubble is going, just nudge it towards that side. The ganache is still soft and it can be adjusted. But once you set it in the refrigerator, you can't adjust it anymore. All right, check it from all the sides. See this side also. So just nudge it a little. Okay? Now, that's why we did not do the sides. If you do the sides and it solidifies, we won't be able to do the adjustment. Now, next step, I'm going to hold it gently here in the center and take ganache, is taraf ganache, soft one. And take soft ganache and start filling the edges like this. Top 1 inch only. Only the top. Can you see this? Tuck it in. Just the top. Visible, everyone? If in between you have to soften the ganache, feel free to do that. Tuck it in. After tucking in, scrape it once so that whatever extra is outside is taken care of. Now, while doing this, your cake can get a little wobbly. We will do a final check. देखो ये थोड़ा सा इधर आया ना, give it a little nudge. Straight, 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 straight. At this point of time, when you have done all the measurements, you need to chill it in the refrigerator before you start fiddling around with the cake. Followed? इतना step सबको समझ में आया? I'm going to repeat the same step with the square cake also. Okay? आस्ता इसको रखेंगे. फ्रिज में रखो. Square cake. Now, for the square cake, is it one? मतलब, what does it mean? I have not weighed the weight of the cake because I am using ganache filling also. But if you use two 5-inch cakes, I told you it will give you a 1 kg cake. And by the way, yesterday all the cakes that we made were 500 grams. Make your notes quickly. We'll start with the next step. So let me just show you first how the chocolate looks, the ganache. So we have used Chocoville chocolate from Bakersville to make this ganache that you see. Look at the consistency, right? See? Smooth. So I'm going to show you how to use this and do the sharp edges of ganache cake. So always you need to make ganache ahead of time. Make sure you always have a batch with you. So see, I'm telling you, in 4 days, today is the 4th day. आज का दिन छोड़ दो. 3 days. Are you guys confident of what I've taught you? Yes or no? Tell me honestly, not to make me happy. Wow, Sia, thank you. Wow, wonderful. See, it's an online class, but I know the kind of teaching that I do, everything so detailed, and the kind of students that I have in this batch. Hand in hand, we can learn and make a difference. Now, whatever I taught you, if you follow the steps, till the time we come closer to the business session and I'll give you my business tips, you follow that, you will, it is nowhere possible that you will not have orders. So, you will have multiple orders a day also, but only if you follow me. Now, once you start following me, you will need a batch of ganache always in your refrigerator. Because abhi order आया abhi ganache बनाने नहीं बैठते हम. So we always need a batch of ganache pre-made. Okay, please follow my instructions to the T. Follow everything to the T. You will make a difference. No, Sia, it's my duty as a mentor to guide and help all our students. Thank you so much, Indu. So Ganache's shelf life is again 15 days. It doesn't go bad at all if you make it from scratch. Also, the sponges that we make can go up to months, like 25 days to a month, because we are making everything from scratch. See, I have never ever till date baked a single cupcake also using premixes. I am completely against using and making premixes because I want to be very true to myself. I want to be very true to my customers because my customers believe me a lot. So, calling myself a home baker and purchasing premixes from the market and बस दूध और तेल उसमें डाल के I cannot do that. 5 मिनट लगते 15 मिनट में हमारा बैटर रेडी हो जाता है, even without help. For the class, obviously you need a lot of help because we have to finish in time. But without that also, when my girls are making the batter, 15 minutes, 10 मिनट, 15 मिनट, 20 मिनट में केक ओवन में चला जाता है. So मुझे लगता है even to take out a packet and measure out ingredients and put it, even if you're using premixes, will take that much time. It cannot be 2 minutes if you are using premix. If using premix, you can make the batter in 2 to 3 minutes, and the recipe that I'm teaching you taking 15 minutes, then it's advisable that you do the premixes. But I don't think it will be done in 2 minutes. Wow, wonderful. Ramandeep is saying, I was so scared to give Ganached Cakes a try as I was unaware of the right technique. Now I'm pretty sure, of course, you will kill it. Don't worry. You will. आप गनाश को फ्रिज में 15 दिन तक स्टोर कर सकते हैं. ओके, क्वेश्चन आंसर हम बाद में लेंगे. Let me teach you first because there is a long step to go. Now, similarly, we have the acrylic and we have our square cakes also. So now, as you see that the acrylic and sponge is almost the same size. So what do we need? The sponge to fit within the acrylic, because if we do not have room, where are we going to put our frosting? Where are we going to apply our frosting? Very good, Jaspreet. We need to trim the cakes. Let's trim the cakes. You can keep one of these as guide and start trimming. visible? Now, one of the sponge that we have already trimmed goes on top of this cake because we don't want to make different sizes for the cakes. It has to act as a guide. So align one side, you can trim off 3 sides. Nice. See? ठीक है? Now, first step. What is the first step? Can we? पहला step बताओ. Sticking the acrylic. Ganache and acrylic. Very good. Repeating the same process. Now, a little bit of ganache. Now, this parchment has to be smaller than your sponge size, right? Apply ganache. Check from all the sides. Your cake should be within the acrylic. All right. Now, so again, like I said, if you had to make this into a chocolate cake, you would use chocolate sponge. But because we are making choco vanilla, that's why I'm using a vanilla sponge. And of course, chocolate ganache. Oh, wow. Now, if you had to fill any other fruity flavor or anything that you want with ganache, you always make a well, as I've already instructed. Now, don't have to worry about the sides yet. बिल्कुल नहीं गिरेंगे. Ganache is one of the most sturdy frosting. 6-inch square sponge I'm using. There is no measurement that I take for the thickness of the sponge, thickness of the ganache. You do it as per you feel for your cakes. See, for a 6-inch cake, around 2 spatula full dollops I'm taking, and it's enough for the filling. Because understand, my sponge layers are also very thick. I don't taught them too thin. One cake I taught into 2 slices. Now again putting it in a layer of ganache. Then we have the parchment. And because it's a square cake, it's a big cake, you can avoid putting in the skewers because it's very stable and holding. All right. If you have to put in skewers, you can put in skewers before you do the top frosting or place the paper. And then I've shown you both ways. So it was a tiny cake. It can be wobbly. That's why we placed skewers in the round cake. Now, in the square cake, doing it with an eye estimation is very, very difficult. So you always have to check it like this. And if you see any gaps, press it in. You need to be able to align it. अब alignment नहीं रहेगी तो sharp edges नहीं बनेंगे. Mine is aligned already. Also check the water level. How do we check the water level in a square cake? Majorly diagonal. All right, check it from all sides. Can you see that the bubble is going towards my left? So I'll give a nudge towards my left. See, थोड़ा सा nudge कर दो. अभी भी गनाश soft है तो ये center में आ जाएगा. ठीक है? ऐसे भी देखिए. Check from all the sides. Little nudge. Good. 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 Good to go. Let me have a look. Now we'll secure the top. Now, when you do the top, when you do the frosting outside, inside, putting in inside is called putting your frosting inside is called filling, and layering outside or leveling outside is called frosting. Okay. So now when we do the frosting, make sure when you press it like this, see, हमारे body का weight कितना है? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 kgs. And this cake is going to be 1.5, 2 kgs. So if you press it and press it like this to take ganache or anything, so we will damage the cake. I've seen people do it. Just hold it from the center gently and tuck it in. When you want to take ganache or do anything else, release it. Release your hand. Okay? That way you will not damage the alignment that you have taken all the pain to do it. Now, tucking in ganache. See, that's why I do not do the sides first, because there's a lot of alignment that needs to be done. only tucking in the top right now. Once the top is done from all sides, you need to scrape it so that whatever extra ganache is oozing out. All right. Now at this stage, it is good to go into the refrigerator so that whatever alignments we have done, it can stay put. Done. I so much set it for minimum 15-20 minutes so that touch the ganache, it should be set. This should not be wobbly. अब हम in between white ganache cake के साथ काम करेंगे. Are you following everybody? Easy. I'm doing it step by step so that it becomes. Why only first layer means? Harpreet, I did not follow your question. Great. Can you explain it again, please, Harpreet? Chat. Type in the chat box. Now see, this cake is set. The ganache is not coming out in my hand. देख रहे हो? तो मतलब ये सेट हो गई है. ठीक है? अब जब ये सेट हो गई है तो हम इसका साइड में अब फिल करेंगे. गर्म पानी बोल दिया. Harpreet, कहाँ गया question अब? Why you put only top layer? Just this? You mean the top 1 inch? So that this is set well. अभी अगर मैं पूरे में fill करने लग जाऊँ until it's still soft, then we damage all the alignments that we have done. So set it. Top layer will set this alignment of the cake as we have measured. Wherever we have done it, like the wobbliness we have controlled and everything, it will set, and then it will be easy for you to work on because this will not move any further. Whipping cream filling you can do. Whipping cream frosting will not hold acrylics. Filling, of course, you can do. Now do the sides. And when you do the sides, don't think, just keep filling. Keep scraping also in between to get rid of the excess that moves out. Now, when you fill, you have to make sure that your acrylics are only showing. Both the acrylic, the edges of the acrylic disc should show. The top and the bottom. Can you see how it's getting filled in? ऐसे fill करते रहो. In between, keep softening your ganache to have a better control. अभी भी देखो finish नहीं लग रहा because I have not filled in completely. Try this method, you will love it. बोलिए क्वेश्चन मैं अभी नहीं देख पाऊंगी because I'm working on the cake. Whatever you have, whenever you have questions, I will only see them once I'm done with the cake. So apply a little extra and then scrape it. All right, it's gradually coming together. See? Okay, it will start coming together. Can you see there is this little gap? Bring it closer. थोड़ा सा नीचे करो, वहां से भी नीचे करो, हल्का सा. हाँ, अब थोड़ा पास लेके आओ. Is it visible? Can you see there is a little gap here? बाहर तक fill नहीं हुई है. Yes, very good. So this, your entire frosting should come till the end of the acrylic. And only this acrylic should show. The edge of the acrylic should show. Still, it's not finished. Sangeeta, thank you that you're calling it neat. But there's more to it. Because the frosting should be till outside. थोड़ा extra लगाएंगे and scrape करेंगे. Now, whenever you see such gaps, do you see this? I prefer taking a little ganache on the bench scraper, apply it like this, and ghumao, scrape to fill in the gaps. Okay, this is what I find really handy. Easily fill हो जाते हैं सारे gaps. At this stage, I would advise that you keep it in the refrigerator for a while. थोड़ा सा रेफ्रिजरेटर में रखेंगे, but before that, take hot water, not warm, hot water and steel scraper. Dip it for a while. थोड़ी देर steel scraper को dip करो. Run through. All right. ठीक है. Now we will keep it back in the refrigerator. So this way you will get like lovely finish on the outside, and I'll show you how to do the top also. Thank you. Do we have any questions? अभी तक ऐसा कुछ जो समझ में नहीं आया, जो पूछना है, कि और कोई स्टेप मिस हो गई? Too much finished, yes. Now we're back to the square one. So we'll start filling the square one also, same ways. Why can't you make like this, Diksha? बना लो, अब तो आ गया. अब wish नहीं है. Now is the time that you have to do it. You teach very clearly, ma'am. Thank you, Prachi. I'm so glad that you guys are learning so well, and we will also be there in the group for 6 months. So don't worry. Just learn and practice, and whatever doubts you have, you can clarify there. But please make sure that you practice, because if you don't do it, you will not find any questions. Now, because the cake is chilled, your ganache will also set fast. So you have to work really fast. Now, working on square cake is a little different than working on your round cakes. Because it has edges. You white. Now, when you scrape, one thing you have to understand. I will not be there because it's an online class, so I won't be able to see you right there. So when you scrape it, make sure your bend scraper is touching. Make sure your bend scraper is touching both the top and the bottom acrylic. Please write it as a note in bold. When you scrape it, जब आप स्क्रेप करो तो आपका बेन स्क्रेपर बॉटम एक्रेलिक एंड टॉप एक्रेलिक पे टच होना चाहिए, एंड यू स्क्रेप and you should be able to see both the edges of the bottom and the top acrylic. ऊपर का acrylic और नीचे का acrylic दिखना चाहिए edge once you scrape it. Now first thing is we need to fill. सबसे पहले fill करेंगे. The aroma of the ganache is also lovely. Now when we work on square cakes, unlike the round cake, we have to set it a couple of times. Round cake को एक दो बारी set किया हो जाता है. But square cakes need a little longer time. Little longer time. Now see. More. पहले fill करो. पहले कुछ नहीं देखना है. Just keep filling until all the grooves and corners are filled. You can fill it like this also. I am not doing the edges yet. I am only filling in. And you will reach a point when you will see that you are filling in but it's coming off. That is the point you should know that you should keep it back in the refrigerator. But before keeping it back in the refrigerator, you should scrape it from all the sides because once you keep it in the refrigerator, it will set. तो जहां आपकी जितनी भी frosting लगी है वो वहीं पे set हो जाएगी. So before you pop it in the refrigerator, please make sure that you scrape it. चारों तरफ मैंने frosting लगा दी. अब है scraping की बारी. We're going to scrape now. And we will set it in the refrigerator once. One last scrape before we put it in the refrigerator. See, little ganache is coming off. So make sure that whatever touch both the acrylics, bottom and top, it's still not done. There's a long way to go, but we want to set it because I'm applying ganache and it's coming off. So at this stage, keep it in the refrigerator. See, there are so many gaps, right? It's not done yet. Can you see this side? So these will be taken care of once we set it in the refrigerator. Wait. So I'm doing turn by turn the white colored ganache and the dark ganache so that we don't waste time. Right? I think half an hour more and then we can take a break. Once I peel it off, I'm going to share the weight. So this is set. I think I can peel it off. So if you want, you can take soft ganache and bench scraper and go all around it once. But I think I'm happy with it. And take an X-Acto knife, sharp knife or a blade. Keep it like this, horizontal. Okay? Horizontally touch the acrylic and go in like this. And you don't cut it with the tip. Tip से एक बार नीचे करो और नीचे करो. Visible? Better? Now, how are we going to release the acrylic? To release the acrylic, we have to use an X-Acto knife, sharp knife. We have to insert it just at the level of the acrylic. And I'm showing you at the top first. Just go in. Don't get in halfway through or at the tip and start cutting it. No, then it will be all wrong and you will trim it tera mera. So it's better that you go, take the blade 3/4 in. Okay, take the blade 3/4 in and your pressure should be in the upwards direction. You should have an upwards direction pressure. Pressure should be upwards direction, in the upwards direction. Go slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly, 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 slowly. Slowly, slowly. Okay. And release. So your cake will not be damaged. It is only the ganache that you put on top will come off. Otherwise, you will rip off the cake. Okay. Now take soft ganache. So if you see now, you will see that a beautiful edge has been formed. Can you see the edge? Can you see the edge? Now when we fill in ganache, we have to fill in ganache, right? So now when we fill in ganache, we will take an offset knife and we will not go beyond this line because we don't want to ruin the edge. So we take ganache, put it in little soft ganache melted, okay? And just fill it in. Don't go beyond the edge. We don't want to ruin the edge. This also you can do by setting it in the refrigerator. But I think it's no. Okay, so this is how you get the sharp edges. All right. Now at this stage, you will see that there are tiny, tiny such kind of, these things coming off. Don't do anything about it. Keep it back in the refrigerator. Once it's out, you can actually trim it a little with X-Acto knife. और कुछ नहीं करेंगे. Followed? So this is your colored ganache. Now when you have the acrylic, if you don't have the acrylic this, if you have cake cards, then the cake can go as it is. Alright, now we will set it in the refrigerator. क्योंकि जम जाएगी, केक ठंडा है ना, थोड़ा सा फूल। See, if the ganache keeps setting, because of course this one is set because it was in your refrigerator. Also, I am working in an AC room, so the ganache also sets. So when the ganache sets, you need to microwave for 10-15 seconds and soften it so that you can work with it. And now we will start filling in the gaps. So the gaps that you saw here, दिख रही है? All right, keep filling in the gaps. We are not doing the edges yet. I'm just filling in the gaps. See the gaps? Can you see it? यहाँ पे दिख रहे हैं gaps, है ना? So just put it like this and come. See, scrape, apply and scrape, apply and scrape. This side also, can you see? So uneven. देखो ये तीनों side कर लिए ना? This side is uneven. So apply ganache and scrape it. You will see it will fill in all the gaps that was there. Filling in all the gaps again. Can you see? थोड़ा 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 फिल करते चले जाओ, ठीक है? अभी भी नहीं हुआ. Now, okay, once all the sides are filled, what will you do? Now, as a beginner, if you keep on, see, first thing, all the sides are filled. Can you see? Can you see that the sides are filled? There are no gaps, right? Now, how to get this sharp edge? Because we need to get 4 sharp edges, right? So what we will do is, before that, we need the cake to be superbly chilled, because we are going to make the edges of the cake now. Now, once the cake is chilled, I cannot chill it again because it will take a lot of time. I'll try and do it on the same cake. And first and foremost, your tool should be clean. What we are going to do is, we are going to take out extra ganache on each corner. How we will do that? How are we going to do it? We'll take a little ganache on the top of the palette knife and take one edge. Okay? Take a little ganache on the top of the palette knife, one edge. पूरे में नहीं लगाना है, just one edge, and pull it with a clean bench scraper. Sorry, not palette knife, bench scraper. With a clean bench scraper, let this ooze out from the other side. Can you see that it's oozing out from the other side? Yes. So do it on all the sides and chill it in the refrigerator. Once it's chilled, I'll show you what to do. Okay? So do it. Check carefully that it's done, and all the gaps, whichever side you do, all the gaps should be filled. That is the final thing that we are going to do. So whichever side you take first, you have to make sure that that side is covered. So can you see it? This side there are no gaps, and this extra side is coming out. So we need to do it on all the edges. ये side हो गई. Now I'll do it here. देखो दूसरी साइड भी निकाल दी. Now on to the third side. This will make your process very fast. बहुत जल्दी edges मिलेंगे आपको. Otherwise, as a beginner, आप घूमते ही रहोगे. Third side and the fourth side. चारों कॉर्नर्स निकाल दिए, दिख रही है? Yes, at this stage, we have to chill it, let's say for 10 to 15 minutes, so that it's completely set. Once it's completely set, then we are going to trim off these excess. Okay? इसको set करो. Should we take 15-minute break until this gets chilled? We can come back in, it's 12:03 now, maybe 12:20. दिव्या क्या करेंगे खड़े खड़े फिर जब तक ये चिल हो रहा होगा? Yes, right? Okay. So we'll just allow it to chill for 15 minutes. We'll come back at 12:20. It's 12:05 right now. All right? I'll see you at 12:20. चलो इसको रखो फ्रिज में ही 15 मिनट पूरे अच्छे से. उसके बाद दूसरी साइड भी साथ साथ ही बन जाएगी, चिल हो जाएगा.
lagi हुई है.
Very good. That's a good to know.
And the yes, pineapple cake and the rasmalai is a big hit. My rasmalai is in Kolkata famous now.
Wow.
And everybody knows Cinnamon Bakery exists. You know, मेरे घर में जो है ना, every 2 houses is a home baker.
Yes, in Calcutta, I'm also from Calcutta. You won't believe, every second home there is a home baker. And if the brand recognition is there, which means it's huge. It's huge.
People know, but at least in Facebook, 25 call I get in 25 calls. I feel glad that 25 people knows my name.
Yes.
450 people knows my brand.
That's a blessing.
It's a huge thing. It's a blessing, ma'am. It's a really a blessing. दिल्ली से भी कोई किसी ने मुझे पिन किया था.
अच्छा.
From Delhi.
From your page.
From your page only. Where do you stay? So it's a big thing, you know. From homemaker to a home baker, it's a big journey.
Very good.
And from my first income, I bought this ring also, like Divya.
Yes.
I showed.
They're fulfilling their little dreams also.
And hopefully I bought an. You know, I'm buying a treat also. So
very good, very good. Being independent itself is a blessing, isn't it? That's one thing that
I can run the EMIs.
Yeah, yes. That's a big, it's
a blessing, ma'am.
So glad, so glad. Shamba, thank you so much.
I'm a homemaker, ma'am. You won't believe what you have given me. I have got engaged to life. This is engaged to life.
Oh my God.
This is a huge thing for me. मतलब इतना blessing सारे, you know, जब एक ही client बार-बार आते हैं, it's a blessing. I feel that. And thanks to you. Thank you.
That's true. That's true. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shamba. Thank you so much. Next we have Phoebe. Ajao.
I'm stuff.
Just sharing some of our journeys to you know, let you know that it's possible. It's possible. It's very much possible. Just be at it. Just be at it. Yes, please.
First of all, thank you so much for standing.
Thanks to you.
I never thought कि मैं यहाँ पे आके कुछ ऐसे बोलूँगी. मैंने मेरे बेटे को भी बोला था कि स्पीच लिख के दे. But I did not read. मैंने लास्ट ईयर शुरू किया था. मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि मैं बेकिंग को प्रोफेशन बनाऊंगी. Somehow मैम का देख के मैम को मैंने गौरी मैम के उसमें देखा था कॉन्फ्रेक्ट में.
अच्छा.
And I was like मुझे करना है, कुछ करना है. फिर लॉकडाउन हुआ, सब कुछ हुआ. Then came to know कि मैम क्लासेस भी लेती हैं ऑनलाइन. अभी तो I think I'm student of all your classes.
I think so.
But मैम के बिना fondant was impossible and fondant जब मैंने किया उसके बाद I got so many orders. Like every day new thing. हर बार ही कुछ ना कुछ नया.
And with fondant you can actually earn. Like I keep on, you know, sharing this. Otherwise, how do you charge? With cream cakes, how much margin can you charge? And if you don't earn well, how do you sustain as a business?
I bought a phone for my mom.
Oh wow, that's very good. Congratulations.
मैंने फोन खरीदा था because मुझे लगा ठीक है, it's okay.
नहीं, it's not okay. It's not just okay.
Actually, it happened because of you.
And you are from Delhi itself,
I'm
right?
from Delhi. Ghaziabad. There are so many bakers around.
She's in Ghaziabad, so she has taken the online classes basically. So why I'm sharing this is because COVID में ना मैंने हमारे ऐसे बहुत family बढ़ी है. Honestly, बहुत family बढ़ी है through these online sessions, and we are meeting for the first time. She always used to tell me, "Ma'am, हम यहीं पे I want to meet you."
नहीं, but मैम की classes करने के बाद seriously, it was like from this I'm here. अभी मेरी खुद की recognition है, तो I am a software engineer too. मैंने कभी कुछ नहीं किया. I was happy as a homemaker, but somehow.
But we have kids at home. I have a 5-year-old. I have my in-laws, so we never met because मुझे लगता था COVID में हम दूर ही सारे ठीक है. Because that was the demand need of the hour, right? So this meet was to meet all of you. To be very honest, Divya always kept on telling me, "Ma'am, मिलना है," and that is
सोच के कितने टाइम से प्यारी मैम से पूछे थे, "मैम प्लीज आने दो, मैम प्लीज मिलने दो," बट नहीं अभी नहीं. It was like that only. अभी काफी टाइम से.
Because you know when they come with a parcel, and that's one thing I don't like. I discourage them always. आज भी रिश्वत लेके आएगा मैंने कहा सर्टिफिकेट्स मिल गए ना, रिश्वत क्या चीज की है फिर. So it's like that. It's like a family. We are like a family when we are together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being
here.
हर टाइम मैम का सपोर्ट करते हैं. 24/7 that's best part is that.
Thank you, Priti.
Thank you,
Nana.
What you love, and so I am also doing what I love, and everything like the credit goes to Sangeeta Mam. As I said, she is the inspiration for me. I have been her student in interior designing, and now working under as a student again under Sangeeta Mam. It's like I can't express my feelings. So earlier I was an interior designer and I have done job and all. After that I got married. I shifted to Patna and then I thought there is no scope there. It's a small town, not too big. So for interior designing it was not like there was no scope. So I already followed Sangeeta Mam on Instagram since she was my teacher. So once I thought, since I loved baking as I was a teenager, I thought I can also do. So I didn't know ma'am provide online classes also. So I just pinged her, ma'am, do you provide online classes? And she said yes. So I know who better than her. Like her Instagram page is filled with lovely cakes, lovely cakes. Like every time I see her cake, it's just one word, wow. So I just contacted her and then here I am here, like it's been 5 months. I took her course and then instantly I started my business and she has helped me a lot in business. I never imagined I could do a business like this, being like married, taking care of family also and then working.
That's the beauty of this.
Yeah. So it's like great experience.
And like I said, the world is so small, and I was a teacher during interior design times. And one fine day after years, she contacted me and she was like, "Ma'am, do you provide online classes?" I said, "For what? Interior ka पूछ रही है क्या पूछ रही है?" And I said, "I have changed my work and all."
So
and she said, "No, ma'am, I'm asking about baking." So
I'm meeting her approx like after 8.5 years.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Like approx 8.5, I guess. So you had left INFD. After that, we are meeting now.
Okay.
So it's a great experience, and every time, wherever I'm stuck during baking, she is always there. Always. Like I just ping ma'am, I tag ma'am, please help. She replies like
That's how we learn.
instantly. Her quick replies save us a lot. And also the group members sometimes when ma'am is not available. Thank you everyone who support us in the group. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nana. And she's baking some beautiful cakes. Beautiful, like she's just started, but her cakes are not like beginners. Because if you have that creativity, you can actually do it.
Thank you.
Okay,
so
Nana, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I'll meet you again. Okay. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Most welcome, Nana. Most welcome. Aajo, बैठो. Okay. So this was our little journey of our family together.
क्या मोहब्बत है, क्या नजारा है, कल तक ये दिल था मेरा अब तुम्हारा है, क्या तमन्ना है, क्या इशारा है, हमने तो पल पल क्या मोहब्बत है, क्या नजारा है, कल तक ये दिल था मेरा अब तुम्हारा है, क्या तमन्ना है, क्या इशारा है, हमने तो पल पल क्या मोहब्बत है, क्या नजारा है, कल तक ये दिल था।
And once you get
Now, it does really matter whether you're baking into a round tin or a square tin. If you take care of two things, the recipes that I have given you, if you take care of them, take care of the measurements well. And number two, take care of the temperature. If your temperature is too high, then the cake will blow up, rise fast and sink. And then you will not get a perfectly baked cake. In that case, reduce the temperature a little bit and you will have flat tops instead of baked cake.
never be the same. This ain't that ordinary.
Wedding cake masterclass, we are going to cover 3-tier, 4-tier element into it.
Hi, all the way from Amritsar, from Himachal Pradesh, from Bhopal, from Pune, Punjab.
And before, I never touched the fondant. I never seen this type of fairy tale cakes in my life.
It was a great experience. She is the best teacher. I'm following her from a long time. I've learned so many designs in just one class, and we have get a lots of confidence.
Like, I can't believe I made such a beautiful cake in 4 days.
And now I can make 2-tier, 3-tier, 4-tier cakes.
I learned so many things I can't explain in 1 or 2 minutes. कि अब मेरे को जो भी केक्स मिल जाए ऑर्डर्स, आई एम श्योर कि मैं उसे पूरा अच्छे से करके रखूंगी.
I think now I can practice on it and make such beautiful cakes ahead.
I suggest everyone please come and learn from Sangeeta Mam.
Thank you so much, ma'ams, and love you.
Hello, I am Samya. I am a home baker. I came here to learn from Sangeeta Mam. My experience is so good. In these 4 days, I learned Ganached cake with fondant, and now I can make 2-tier, 3-tier, 4-tier cakes. And before, I never touched the fondant, but now it's so helpful the way she taught us. I never experienced like this before. Her cake is so different in the industry and the market because I never seen this type of fairy tale cakes in my life. It's so amazing, so helpful. I suggest everyone please come and learn from Sangeeta Mam. Thank you so much, ma'am, for teaching us.
Hi, I am Harpreet Kaur. I visited Punjab to Delhi just for the wedding masterclass organized and monitored by Sangeeta Mam. She is amazing. I learned a lot of techniques and skills, and now I am confident enough to practice it at home. She is the best teacher I have ever met. I think I will come again to learn more things about cakes from Sangeeta Mam, and I also recommend about her to my friend.
Attention all bakers, foodies and baking enthusiasts. Sangeeta's Cooking Mantra invites you to join the highly anticipated baking event, now in its 4th year. The SCM Delhi Bakers Meet 2023. Presented by Osoro. Get ready to learn, have fun and indulge at Hotel JP Siddharth, New Delhi. An extraordinary opportunity you must grab. Learn from 2 exclusive baking demonstrations. Unlocking the secrets to creating mouth-watering masterpieces. Interact with top industry experts ready to answer your burning questions and share invaluable insights to grow your business. Win exciting bumper lucky draw products and appliances from our gifting partners. Sponsored by top baking and food brands, take home assured products and goodies. But most importantly, make lifelong connections within the baking community. Hurry! Limited availability. Secure your spot now before the official launch. Only 10 seats remain at the exclusive pre-launch price. Click below to claim yours today.
बहुत सुंदर, मेरे पास वर्ड्स नहीं है कुछ कहने के लिए. I just loved it. I loved that piece. Very pretty creation by Sangeeta Mam.
जो दिल से बनाया है और रियल सामने उभर के आ रहा है।
मैम ये बहुत ही बढ़िया, मतलब मेरे गूज़बम्स आ गए इसको देख के।
Did you?
आई डोंट बिलीव
That is fantastic. Beautiful. Very nice.
केक नहीं लग रहा।
Thank you. Amazing.
Welcoming you all to Sangeeta Cooking Mantra Bakers Week 2023 presented by Osoro. Thank you for having me here, Sangeeta Mam.
Hello everybody, first of all a big hello to all of you. This is the only place where we actually meet, connect, learn and grow for the next year. There will be PPTs coming in. Some of you might have gone through the little glimpse of the PPT that I'll be sharing. I'll do a quick revision of it. But trust me, that's all I'm doing to grow my business and I give out everything I have in this presentation and in this session, in this event that we do. Today, this year we have a sponsor. Osoro is sponsoring the event. It's a huge honor for us.
Hi everyone.
Hi everybody, welcome back. So we will take out the cake from the refrigerator and let's see whether it's set or not. Riddhi, don't worry, you'll be getting all the videos, so you will not miss out on any of the content, okay? And I am thinking, let's take Q&A also today side by side. What's it? So that way, by the time I finish this cake, we will be done with the Q&A also. So you, whatever questions you have, you can post in the chat and I will read the chat and I'll do it. But first, before that, let me explain what I'm doing now. Now, dekho, this one is set. The ganache that we did was set. What are we going to do now? Now you need a steel scale that you want to keep aligned as a line on the edge. Is it visible? I'll try and show you from here. Right? Can you see this? Visible, right? Yes, no? Feedback? Okay. And then with an X-Acto knife, we are going to trim it like this. Okay? Let me just turn it towards me and trim and show it to you how it looks. So align. Turn table focus. Align on both the edges. Keep your X-Acto straight line. थोड़ा इधर turn करो. अगर इन्हें दिखा पाए हम तो. And keep it aligned to the scale. Go all the way down. And you have your edge. Dikhi? Line dikha? Can you see the line? Visible? Good idea? Very fast. फटाफट हो जाएगा and सबके sharp edge बनेंगे. Each one of you can do a sharp edge using my techniques. Otherwise, you will keep और लगे रहोगे इसमें. All right? So we'll do on all the sides now. Oh, love the shade. गर्म पानी भी देना साथ. हाँ? पकड़ो, कंटिन्यू पकड़ो. बस. And we will trim. All the sides will do that. When you do this, you can remove the cake from the turntable if you do not have somebody to help you. I'm keeping it on the turntable so that you can see. Look at the sharpness. Please start typing in your questions. I'll take them today, and after this one is done, we'll be free today. Dekho. Can you see the edges? Right? Now, one more finishing tip I'll give you, which is using hot water. Now, whenever you want to use hot water, make sure you have your acrylic disc in place. Once you remove the acrylic, then don't work on the side. Whenever, how much you have to, as much as you want to work on your sides, you do it until you have removed the top acrylic or the bottom acrylic. Once you remove the acrylic, please don't work on the sides because you will only damage the sides. Followed? अगर आपको 1 घंटे के लिए भी sides पे काम करना है, please do the sides until your acrylic is still on the top. Once you remove the acrylic discs, then do not avoid working on the sides after that. फिर से dip करेंगे गर्म पानी में and hold it and don't dip it vertical. Dip it a little slant so that maximum area is covered. Can you see this like this? If you dip it vertical तो गर्म नहीं होगा ना, ज़्यादा एरिया को डिप करना है. And then softly. Okay? Now if you have time, आप थोड़ा और इसको कर सकते हैं फ्रिज में रख के. I think I'm happy. ज्यादा नहीं करूंगी मैं, थोड़ा सा एक बार और करके रख सकते हैं फ्रिज में, बट आई वुड अवॉइड डूइंग इट बिकॉज द एजेस हैव बीन नीड. ऑलराइट. Now we will peel it off. Do we have questions? Let me take the questions now. Did you like it? Now I'll do the top and the bottom also. I'll flip and show you how to release the bottom acrylic also. First, let me remove the top acrylic. You know how to make the top, remove the top acrylic? With the X-Acto knife, right? So beautiful, so elegant, it's looking like a wow. Thank you. Ma'am, what are Kuvachi chocolate brands other than Van Houten, and can we name the next? So other than Kuvachi chocolate, other than Van Houten, you can also use Caribou, but Caribou is super expensive. In dark ganache, you can add in a little coffee to enhance the taste, but I don't really flavor my ganache. Okay, release it from all the sides. चारों तरफ से धीरे धीरे रिलीज करिए. अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में प्रेशर होगा. The pressure should always be on the upward direction. Look at the edges. Okay, now we'll take soft ganache. Thank you so much, Pooja. How can we make sure whether cookies are baked properly or not? Okay, Manali, yes, very good question. So, to bake the cookies, you should look for the edges to get golden brown. Once they are golden brown, take it out. Don't wait for the entire cookies to get brown. Otherwise, they will burn. Ma'am, when we do ganache frosting, it becomes over in taste, especially white. So, Priyanka, for that, you do a thin coating of ganache. Nupur, can you read out the questions for me?
They asking, did we add black color in chocolate ganache?
No. This is dark ganache. Supposed to be dark.
With the full video recorded now.
I think recording you're already getting. I don't know why you guys are again worried about the recording. You guys are getting everything that's being done in the class.
Please show the cookies.
Cookies. Take care. Cookies are in the fridge. We can show it to you. We've shown you yesterday also. Did we or did we not? No? Oh, I shared the pics. Okay, fine. I'll show you.
शादी बोलते हैं ग्लास यूज कर लेते हैं क्योंकि पहले रेफ्रिजरेटर से निकालना है गनाश.
जब आपको यूज करना है उसी टाइम पे आप निकालिए एंड गनाश को आप माइक्रोवेव में मेल्ट करिए टू यूज, क्योंकि आपको सॉफ्ट गनाश चाहिए होगी. White chocolate drip consistency is going to be 3:1.
Can we use Mode chocolate?
Mode dark is good. Mode white is horrible. It doesn't fit. So please don't use Mode white. And Mode, no offense, but Mode is the cheapest quality of chocolate available. So avoid using it. Booliye, next question.
White chocolate. What is the ratio of milk chocolate ganache in summers and winter?
Milk chocolate ganache, you will only increase a little. It's in between. So milk chocolate ganache, you can do like your white chocolate ganache because it becomes really soft.
And they were asking, did you add butter in it?
No, I've not added butter. करेंगे अभी दीक्षा करूंगी मैं कुछ नहीं छोड़ रही हूँ मैं सारे करेंगे इसी में करेंगे सेम डे यूज करना है तो जल्दी जल्दी फ्रिज में रख के सेट करेंगे और कोई उपाय नहीं Anoughton is Kuvacher brand, it's good. Kuvacher chocolate लेना है तो Anoughton is really good. Now इसको थोड़ा थोड़ा ऐसे पुल करें टॉप जब आपने कवर कर दिया तो थोड़ा थोड़ा इसको पुल करो What? Sorry? How to store the nut in fridge and what should we do after taking out before applying on surface? How to store ganache in the fridge? Cling wrap, like I've shared already. You cling wrap it and keep it in the refrigerator. We will keep it like this, top, and if you see such chotu chotu sa coming up, chill it and trim it with your X-Acto knife. I don't have the time, so I will just trim it right away to show you how to flip the cake. Which brand chocolate should be used for ganache? I've already mentioned that, Shefali. Can we use brandy? This one that I'm using is Chocoville by Bakersville. Can we use brandy with the place of Nordic? Yes, you can. फिलिंग मत करो ना मैं फिलिंग गनाश की कर रही हूँ आप फिलिंग गनाश की मत करिए जब whipped cream की फिलिंग करेंगे तो हैवी नहीं होगा now wait रुक जाओ अब हम क्या करेंगे now once the top is done we will do the back also so to do the back take another base right keep it here but before that you have to release the base so my base is already रिलीज हो गया तो इसको ऐसे रखेंगे और 3 2 1 करके फ्लिप करेंगे 3 2 1 you take the dishes once the dash being ensured by working with our hands keep it get melted what जैसे whipped cream में हाथ ठंडा रखने के लिए बोला था मैंने keep a hand towel handy it will not get melted work in AC always during summers it's very difficult if you do not work in AC room or any of the medium questions Vaishali Gupta is asking please tell me chocolate and white chocolate brand label is so use this offset just 1 second use this offset what will happen is if you use a flat one for a long cake the end of it can damage your edges of the cake but if you use a lifted thing so it will not damage the edges of the cake okay so these are called offset palette knives Anji question kya tha Vaishali please tell me chocolate and white chocolate brand label is easy to purchase. What? Please tell me chocolate and white chocolate brand that is easy to purchase. These are all easy to purchase brands that I've shared, Vaishali. White forest cake कैसे बनाते हैं? Black forest cake में dark chocolate use करते हैं. जहाँ पे हमने dark chocolate use किया है, उसको उसकी जगह पे आप white chocolate. And the base can also go vanilla. Chocolate use ना करके, chocolate base use ना करके, you can use a vanilla base. Kritika is asking cake board size use कर सकते हैं क्या? This cake board अगर आप both side use करोगे, number one you will not get the same size. Number two, if you try to cut it off the side, it will have rough edges and you will not get the smoothness in the edge. Finishing नहीं आएगी. Kritika is asking what is the difference chocolate cake and chocolate mousse cake. Chocolate mousse cake has a filling of chocolate whipped with whipped cream.
Can we use whipped cream for filling and chocolate for covering of frosting?
Can we use
Whipped cream for
whipped cream for filling and chocolate for covering? Yes, I've already mentioned that. Of course you can. Just make a well with chocolate ganache so that your whipped cream doesn't ooze out. अभी खत्म करके ना मेजरमेंट बताती हूँ. बट ये पूरा गनाश का बनाओगे तो ये वेट आएगा. बट इफ यू पुट इन whipped cream inside, it's going to be lighter. White वाले केक का एक बार मेजरमेंट वेट चेक करना. White वाले तो बन गई.
From there only buy a square filling.
I'll give you my vendor details in the group. There are a couple of vendors where I make a purchase, so you can try them if you want. उसको थोड़ा लाइट एंड एयरी बनाने के लिए मेघा आप तो बोलो कुकीज भी ले आएगी शायद बोलो. ऑलराइट, अभी ये और सॉफ्ट है, इससे ज्यादा मैं नहीं करना चाहती इस पे अभी. ठीक है, सो दिस इज हाउ योर स्क्वायर केक लुक्स अपसाइड डाउन. अपने दोनों तरफ मैंने पील करना भी सिखा दिया. सो आई टॉट यू हाउ टू पील बोथ द एक्रेलिक्स, राइट? इजी. अब ये इतना सॉलिड चंक है, देखो इसको फ्रिज में रखेंगे ताकि ये शेप होल्ड कर ले एंड इट स्टेज एज इट इज. आई जस्ट चेक द वेट फर्स्ट. केक्स ले आएंगे वेइंग मशीन, पहले केक्स एंड वेइंग मशीन, उसके बाद इन द मीन टाइम मैम क्रोमा ओटीजी ठीक है, ले सकते हैं लेकिन. सो आई हैव नेवर यूज्ड क्रोमा वाला, but some of my friends have and they told me that yeah, it's a good wood. कुआर्टर के साथ भी सेम प्रोसेस रहेगा. यस, वेट चेक करो. So we are checking first the white ganache cake. बेस के अलावा बना उसके बिना ही. This is 1142, but in which the weight of the acrylic and weight of the base is weight of the acrylic and weight of entire ganache is also there. So if you remove acrylic का weight क्या है? And because it's inside out ganache. Question mark. बोल दिया मैंने, बोल दिया कुआर्टर का बोल दिया. Please mention coupon code. Which coupon code do you need, Shilpa? Essence. It's SCM15. क्या बुक में डालो? It's the simplest of coupon code. संगीता's cooking mantra SCM1515. 15 मतलब 15%. तो इसका वेट भी चेक करते हैं. 44. So 1100 ग्राम का केक बना है. When you do inside out filling of chocolate. हाँ जी.
Milk chocolate and white chocolate are different.
Yes, Navpriya. So milk chocolate is in between dark and white. Dark is completely dark, white is completely white. In between milk chocolate आती है, वो coffee color का होता है. That's called milk chocolate.
Where do you use milk chocolate?
When you can use it in any, like caramel cakes, you can use milk chocolate. You can use milk chocolate in chocolate cakes also to make mousse also. But it's also very sweet. Truffle. Truffle basically is, what is the difference between chocolate cake and truffle cake? So chocolate cake is a normal chocolate spongy cake, whereas truffle cake is more decadent, more rich, like a mud cake consistency. So that is truffle inside out. और questions है? Yes, of course. You can do stenciling with Ganache. You can do stenciling with other things also.
You out the cakes in fridge or freezer?
No. Always in the fridge, never in the freezer.
मैम डबल लेयर में भी दोनों साइड फिल करना है.
Radhika for mousse. Mousse is not part of this class. Go to my Instagram reels. I've done many mousse there, so you can check that. हाँ बोलो.
डबल लेयर में भी दोनों साइड फिल करना है.
Double layer मतलब? Vaishali, I didn't follow your question, please. Ma'am, when we put ganache on the cake after taking out from the fridge, it gets stiff. So do we need to microwave before applying on the cake, or we need to let the ganache? No, microwave it. How long will you wait for the ganache to get melted? Did you need to see? I was asking her to melt it again and again to give it to me. How much will you wait? No, you can melt it. Melting doesn't mean make it soupy. Melting means just to make it the peanut butter consistency so that you can apply it. Cookies. पहले इसका weight check करते हैं. Wait, let me check the weight of the square cake also. Keep a guarantee. अच्छा कैसे? करना 2193 with the base minus करेंगे 181 मतलब 200 ग्राम निकाल लो 2 किलो का है स्क्वायर केक इज अराउंड 2 kgs स्क्वायर केक इज 2 kgs with inside out ganache. Okay, now I'll give you a couple of options. एक काम करते हैं कुकीज दिखा दे कुकीज दे दो किचन में फ्रिज में रखो फिर हाँ थोड़ा सा वो सेटल होते हैं. Okay, you go cookies there. See, this cake is also completely set. कुछ भी नहीं होगा जो आप flying cakes बोलते हो ना. So nothing actually happens to the cake. ठीक है? दो. All right. So that is the beauty of the cake that you do it super study. कुछ नहीं होगा. Now these are the beautiful. बहुत tasty है. Can you see the crunch? See. It's yum. Please make it today. You will love it. ये तो इतना crunchy होता है. Now, one point I have to tell you. These butter cookies, I can't stop at one. I'm going to go become a fat chef if I keep baking them. They are yum. So, this cookie that we made yesterday, this is going to be a triple chocolate cookie. Now, we have made it 2 chocolate. One was cocoa powder, one was this chocolate. To make it triple chocolate मतलब 3 तरीके के chocolate होंगे उसमें. You also drizzle it with chocolate. All right, melt ganache and drizzle it. और उधर ना. Either you drizzle, or if you have fresh batch of ganache, or you dip. ठीक है? किस किस को खाने का मन कर रहा है बताओ. सच्ची बताना. I can see all smiles. Diksha, Jaspreet, Manali, everybody. So this is how you make them into a triple chocolate cake cookie. ठीक है? I really wish you guys were here. ये रखें. अब देख लिया. So the edges are going to be a little golden. Can you see this? This is the back. ठीक है? इसका back, front, and dip. Chalo. Let's do the Q&A quickly. And then we can go today. I don't think we have to come back after the break. ठीक है? Finish कर लेते हैं. It's 12:54. 15 minutes I can take questions. We can take in the video also. Ranji. Questions? मेरा कुकी रखना मैं बाद में खाऊंगी. Do we have questions, girls? One by one, we'll take it, okay? Just a second. Okay, we start with Kamalji.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, first question is this: कि Ganache में
Volume.
Ma'am, now I'm audible.
Yes, Kamalji, repeat, please.
Ma'am, my question is कि Ganache में सिर्फ fresh cream ही add कर सकते हैं या whipping cream भी add कर
Whipping
सकते
cream.
हैं?
अगर आपकी fresh cream, if so, Kamalji is asking if you can add fresh cream only to Ganache. No. For years, I have made Ganache using whipping cream also. If you cannot get Amul fresh cream or any fresh cream handy, you can make it with whipped topping also. But you have to understand that whipped cream has added sugar in it, which Amul cream doesn't.
Okay.
But you can make it with both.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is कि जो water level आपने दिखाया था, वो सिर्फ Ganache cake के लिए ही हम यूज कर सकते हैं या दूसरे जो normal cream cakes हैं उसके लिए भी? क्योंकि मेरा mostly टेढ़ा हो जाता है ऊपर से.
If you keep the water level on the cream cake, it will get stuck.
तो उसके लिए कुछ और कोई ऑप्शन हो सकती है कि जिससे कि हम चेक कर सकते हैं?
नहीं. If you crumb coat your cream cakes yes, what you can do is fill in your cream cakes, crumb coat it in Ganache, thin crumb coat and then level out. Okay. Then set it in the refrigerator for some time and then frost it.
अच्छा मैम, एक जो मेरा पर्सनली होता है कि अगर जैसे क्रीम अप्लाई कर देते हैं, हम क्रम कोट करते हैं, मेरा नीचे से बिल्कुल ऊपर से बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट आएगा, लेकिन जब जो टॉप है उसका वो थोड़ा सा स्लार्टी टेढ़ा हो जाएगा एक तरफ से, हल्का सा. मतलब हम लोग ऐसे देखते हैं कि वो ऐसा नजर आएगा, टिल्ट होता है थोड़ा सा. मुझे वो नहीं समझ, कई बार तो नहीं होता लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम होता है वो.
मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम होता है इसलिए क्योंकि आप जब लेवल कर रहे हो तो फिर आपकी या तो हाउ इज योर टॉपिंग?
मैम टॉपिंग में नॉर्मली क्रम जैसे
टॉटिंग
मैम वो इक्वली होती है, वो सब बिल्कुल इक्वल होता है.
तो फिर जिस तरफ पे आपको थोड़ा टिल्टेड लगे ना, अप्लाई लिटिल क्रीम देयर एंड लेट इट आउट.
मैं वो करती हूँ क्रीम, जब मैं उसको स्क्रैप करती हूँ कुछ करती हूँ, फिर वहां से टेढ़ा का टेढ़ा मुझे कोई ना कोई टॉप पर या कुछ ना कुछ उसके ऊपर लगाना पड़ता है जिससे कि
आप पाइपिंग बैग से कोशिश करो, अप्लाई यूज पाइपिंग बैग टू अप्लाई क्रीम ऑल ओवर, तो टेढ़ा नहीं होगा. एंड व्हेन यू स्क्रैप इट, बी वेरी लाइट हैंड, डोंट स्क्रैप ऑफ द क्रीम. So most of the times where we go wrong, we apply cream with piping bag, but when you are scraping, you are putting in a lot of pressure. So suppose this is the frosting that I have applied. If I put in a lot of pressure, it's gone. So when you apply the frosting, just massage, gentle hands, so that we don't scrape it off. Practice that way.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome, Jaspreet. Next is Manali. Yes, Manali. Manali, unmute करिए. Some problem with your mic. You can type in the chat box. We'll take your question. Okay, I'll go to Harpreet. Harpreet.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
कितने क्वेश्चन है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है, बताओ.
मैम एक्चुअली जब आप गनाश बना रहे थे तो आपने उसको बनाते वक्त सेट करने के लिए रखा था या नहीं?
गनाश बनाते वक्त उसको सेट करने के लिए, अच्छा, जब हम यहाँ पे गनाश बना रहे थे, so what I did was I made the ganache. I'll show you. It's still lying on the counter. Both the ganache are lying. wrap करके बोलो मुझे दे देंगे. So we made the ganache and we kept it here on the counter so that it's come down to room temperature. रुको यही रखो, आके यही कर लेंगे. उनको बोला आके cling wrap करो, मुझे यहाँ पे मैं दिखाऊंगी. Okay, so once you make your ganache fresh, then you allow it to come down to room temperature. Once it reaches the room temperature, then you have to cling wrap it. And once you cling wrap it, you have to mature ganache the way I've mentioned.
So when we put into freezer for rest time, so when we apply ganache, is it whipping? We have to whipping this ganache while we frost it?
You don't have to whip it, you just have to melt it. If you whip it, the texture will change. It will become soft. It will become very, very, droopy. So when you make ganache, you mature it, then you set it in the refrigerator. Once it comes out of the refrigerator, to use it, you melt it.
Okay, ma'am. What
Melt
is
it using double boiler or your microwave, but melt it मतलब पूरा soup बनाना उसका, just so that it's a little soft. Like when we have butter, when it comes from the vendor, it's hard. To use it, what do? We either keep it in the room temperature so that it becomes soft. So we take it and we spread it on the bread, right? You need it to get into the spreading consistency.
Okay, ma'am. सीधा फ्रिज में नहीं रखना उसको.
नहीं, सीधा फ्रिज में नहीं रखना.
What is mature ganache? You
I
are
have
asking.
already mentioned about maturing ganache. I'm not repeating that. You will get the video, you will get it. Can anybody tell me what is maturing ganache? Can you write? Write on the in the group. Harpreet, you will check there. If you still can't figure out, I'm there.
Okay, ma'am. While you are making.
See, this is how you're going to keep. Now to touch, it's completely cooled down. Okay? Thanda ho gaya. Ab humne cling wrap. How did we do the cling wrap? Touching the surface of the chocolate.
Okay.
All right.
So, ma'am, while you are making cake, your hand will be upward. Upward, because always when I try to make cake, my hand are going to dirty with cream and other things.
Okay, so you keep it like this, upside down, not like this. We don't want to put the frosting on me, but on the cake. So upside down.
Or one more thing, while I totting the cake into two parts, I can't level it. वो सीधा नहीं कटता मैम, वो टेढ़ा मेढ़ा ही कटता है.
सीधा नहीं कटता. आप उसको एक काम कर सकते हैं. आप पहले केक स्पंज को लीजिए. It's in my video how to tot it, level it. I think you have not watched the video. Cake baking masterclass जो मैंने दी है. I don't know if anybody. I think Napriya has already watched it. So there is this totting technique that I teach, using which you will always have straight slices. Avneet is also saying yes. वो जाके check करिए.
Okay. Milk ganache आपने कहा like coffee chocolate. It's like so it's also tastes like coffee or not?
The chocolate?
You are said milk. Someone is asking him what is
For
milk.
flavor, it will know. It will not taste of coffee. It will enhance the taste of chocolate, because adding little bit of coffee will not change the taste of the, not taste like coffee, but it will enhance the taste of pure chocolate.
So what will we pronounce? It's milk chocolate only.
Dark chocolate. In dark chocolate, you can add in coffee. And there is one recipe that I'm going to share soon of the yummiest of chocolate that you can make. So stay tuned to that. In 2 days, I'll share.
Okay, while you are aligning the cake, ma'am, so how can I measure that my edges or my cake are straight, right straight? So I can't see because some network issue.
So you will get the video, Harpreet, but I will repeat again. What you will do is you will take a bench scraper and you have to align your bench scraper with the top acrylic and the bottom acrylic. So both the acrylic should touch from all the sides, which will help you understand that your cake is aligned.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and when you watch the video, you will understand better.
And I have doubt in mature ganache. You are not telling about it.
You have doubt in maturing ganache. See, Ramandeep has already mentioned. Go read it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ramandeep. Thank you, Harpreet. Okay, now we will go to Radhika.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Radhika.
Thank you, ma'am, for this Ganache class. I was dying to take this.
This is an amazing tip that you can actually use to make quick sharp edges.
Yeah, and actually, I am fond of chocolates, so I don't know if my customers would love it, but I'll make it for
your
myself
customers
for sure.
will love it, because no matter how much other flavors you give them, 90% of the customers are only going to ask for chocolate.
So, ma'am, my doubt is, like you said that we have filling of whipped cream or maybe a ganache.
Both or anything, yeah.
So, what are the mix which we can make with chocolates? Can we go for berries also, or some?
Of course, orange chocolate is amazing, or chocolate berries are amazing. You can go with berries.
तो कंपोट बना के उसको fill कर सकते हैं और फिर ganache से कर सकते हैं. But
make a well with ganache first. Make a well with ganache first, so that the soft fillings that you do inside don't ooze out. Okay. And once you do the filling, set it in the refrigerator so that it's set well, nothing is oozing out. Do a crumb coat and then start frosting.
Okay. I lost
Just a second.
Guys.
I can hear you. I can see you. Tell me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Also, ma'am, will it be more costly, right? Because if I am using Ganache, it's already costly. Then filling of berries and everything more
Of
costly.
course. So,
So-
जिसको Zara की dress चाहिए, they have to pay for Zara's dress. Otherwise, you can go to a wholesaler. I'm not going to pay for your Zara's dress, man. You go for a vanilla cake. I've taught everything.
Okay, got it, got it. Also, like you said, I'll check the videos for mousse. But can we fill in the mousse also and then make ganache cakes?
Yes, yes, yes. You can fill in the mousse. So, for a soft, like a very light, airy consistency of mousse, take equal parts of whipped cream and equal parts of ganache. Beat both of them separately and mix it together. It's yummy.
Okay, okay. This is a good thing which I learned. Because generally everybody makes videos of mixing everything together and then whipping it.
No. Then the mousse will be gritty. See, that's the difference between. Welcome to Sangeeta's Cooking Mantra.
Yes.
So,
yes.
so these tips are very, very important because
Yeah,
if you mix everything together, then it's going to be gritty and not be silky smooth.
टेस्ट चेंज हो जाता है उससे मैम थोड़ी भी
बहुत टेस्ट चेंज होता है, टेक्सचर चेंज होता है, एक्सपीरियंस चेंज होता है. So beat them separately and yeah, please go ahead.
So like I love working with chocolate and ganache. Okay, so can I make like figures? You use fondant right for decorating the cake and all, but कुछ ऐसा होता है कि we have this consistency और mix करके फिर उसको हम लोग figures बनाने में और molding
देखो
में
figures के लिए you need modeling chocolate. Figures के लिए you need modeling chocolate. Yes, people do make figurines with chocolate, but that needs a different kind of an expertise. You have to learn that.
Okay,
so you can try out. There are a lot of recipes available on YouTube for modeling chocolate. You can buy modeling chocolate from stores also and try out.
Okay, so it's not the normal ganache and the normal.
It's not the normal ganache. No.
Oh, okay.
It is like a clay kind of a consistency.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best. We have Navpriya.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon. Boliye.
Ma'am, can we cover the whipped cream cake with white chocolate?
Yes, of course. Why not? If it's a pineapple flavor, a strawberry flavor, a mango flavor, then white chocolate, of course.
Okay. ज़्यादा मीठा तो नहीं होता, मतलब मैं कभी
नहीं,
बनाया
क्रम से कुछ मीठा नहीं होता, हल्का सा बाहर आता है. See, you have to understand. Nobody is going to eat the entire cake. When they slice, it's just one layer of white chocolate that they get. Not even on 3 sides, just one side.
No,
so it actually gives a very yummy experience to the customers.
Okay, एक आप कह रहे हो कि क्रम कोट कर सकते हैं. I was saying कि मतलब पहले whipped cream से पूरा उसे chill कर लिया, उसके बाद melt
नहीं, whipped cream से पूरा frost करने के बाद you cannot frost it in ganache because ganache is a heavier frosting. So whipped cream doesn't set in the refrigerator; it will move.
Yes.
That can't be done. Filling can be done in whipped cream.
Okay. और मैम व्हाइट चॉकलेट क्या है, मतलब वेनिला स्पॉन्ज एंड व्हाइट चॉकलेट जैसे हमने गनाश बनाया आज वैसे कर सकते हैं. व्हाइट चॉकलेट
जो भी डार्क चॉकलेट केक के अलावा कोई केक बनता है, in that you can use your white chocolate ganache or colored ganache.
Okay. और लास्ट क्वेश्चन है मैम, मिल्क चॉकलेट को कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं, मतलब कौन कौन से केक्स में यूज कर सकते हैं?
Milk chocolate, I don't prefer using milk chocolate. I either use dark or white because milk chocolate मुझे लगता है क्या hybrid है, मतलब it's sweet also. Just for the sake of the color. If you want a lighter color you don't want very dark ganache, right? Okay. So then you can use milk chocolate. It will give you a very coffee-ish kind of a color, but it's sweet again.
ठीक है मैम, thank you.
ठीक है, all the best. Then we have Diksha.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, hello Diksha. आज क्या प्रॉब्लम हुई बताओ?
प्रॉब्लम नहीं, बस क्वेश्चन पे छोटे-छोटे.
हाँ, बोलो.
Okay. तो जो आपने अभी जब
तुम्हारी ना आवाज नहीं आ रही, मतलब I don't know, there is some problem with your mic. I don't know. It's really difficult.
Now I'm audible. I will speak louder.
It's the same. Let's try.
Okay. जो आपने वो पैलेट नाइफ यूज किया था ना, ब्लू वाला जिससे आप स्क्वायर वाले केक को वो कर रहे थे, तो उसका मतलब उसका साइज क्या था? मतलब आई थिंक मुझे स्मॉलर लगा, जो यूजुअल वाले जो पैलेट नाइफ होते हैं.
6 inch.
6 inch ना? और उसके अलावा जो आपने जो ब्राउन वाला जो आप करते हैं कि आपकी एजेस हिट नहीं होंगी, मतलब
That's
रिटेन
an
रहेंगी उनके
offset palette knife. It comes in standard size. It's available in Amazon or any bakery supply store.
No, I already have the set of all five, but what is the name you have used for that?
Offset.
Offset.
Hmm.
Okay. And एक जैसे आपने जैसे ये आपने भी बताया शार्प एजेस करने के लिए अगर हमारे पास विप क्रीम वाला मतलब केक है तो अंदर हमने फिलिंग कर दी विप क्रीम से और फिर हम व्हाइट चॉकलेट गनाश से उसको आउटर मतलब का कवर कर दें और फिर उसको रेप्रेजेंट करें फॉर शार्प एजेस।
वेरी गुड।
और ये मूस का आपने जो बताया था जैसे मूस में हम ना मतलब गनाश को और उसको इक्वल मिक्स करते हैं बट आफ्टर मतलब
you take whipped cream, suppose take 50 grams of whipped cream and 50 grams of ganache, beat this. Of course whipping cream doesn't need beating because you have whipped it already. You whip your ganache separately, then mix it together and mix it with a spatula and beat it again.
Okay. ठीक है मैम। और एक मुझे बस एक चीज सोची जैसे आपने जो जब कुकीज बता रही थी शुगर फ्री कुकीज स्टीविया यूज करके तो अब जैसे आप बीच में आप केवल घी में सपोज मैंने वो स्टीविया डाला तो वॉल्यूम तो सिर्फ घी ही घी का रहेगा, आप कितना भी उसको बीट करो तो उसके लिए हम कुछ कर सकते हैं क्या?
उसके लिए आई वुड सजेस्ट कि देखो अगर आप मैदा बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा दोगे देन अगेन द टेस्ट विल चेंज।
होल व्हीट और पाउडर
आई मीन व्हाटएवर होल व्हीट और व्हाटएवर आटा और मैदा जो भी आप कर रहे हो
बीटिंग के टाइम पर जब बीट कर रहे हैं
you can to adjust the consistency you can add little corn flour just that।
अच्छा ठीक है। और एक और क्वेश्चन था जिससे कि आई फॉरगॉट नहीं आ गया यार वो जो कल मैंने ग्रुप में भी डाला था ये जो आपकी पॉपी विनर और ये जो कटर्स है कॉस्मोस आपने 3 कटर्स बोले थे लिस्ट में कॉस्मोस सनफ्लावर और आई थिंक रोज था और विनर 2 थे एक पॉपी और वो तो उसमें तो कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है अलग अलग वेंडर से उसके तो आप उसकी पिक्चर शेयर कर सकते हैं स्पेसिफिकली।
मैंने पिक्चर शेयर कर दिए हैं आई हैव शेयर्ड द पिक्चर्स ऑलरेडी।
उसमें कंफ्यूजन है कि कौन सा वाला रोज वाला है कौन सा पॉपी वाला है विनर सेकंड विनर वो दोनों सेम रहते हैं क्या?
आप एक बार अभी चैट में डाल दीजिए माय टीम विल नोट एंड वी विल शेयर।
Yes, sure, I will. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jaspreet. Jaspreet, you have to unmute, please.
Yes, ma'am. There's a question. Can we put acrylic sheet instead of parchment paper on it? The thin sheet instead of parchment paper. No, it will gonna slip.
Will slide off.
Fine. That's
okay. Thank you. Priyanka. No, it's not. Okay, yeah, she's there. Priyanka, unmute करिए. Not audible. Lavanya.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Lavanya.
First of all, thank you so much for the amazing class. And I wanted to ask कि जैसे हमने गनाश के साथ शार्प एजेस अचीव करे तो क्या हम whipped cream के भी सेम प्रोसेस से कर सकते हैं?
Whipped cream में जैसे आप एक्रिलिक लगाओगे वो चिपक जाएगी. So the same technique you can use for buttercream. Frostings that's set in the refrigerator.
Okay, ma'am. That's it. Thank
you. Gaganjot.
हेलो मैम, योर टेक्निक्स आर सो अमेजिंग। मैंने सोचा था गनाश का केक ऐसे भी बन सकता है, मैं तो ऐसे ही बनाती रहती थी। मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जो चॉकलेट पाउडर कलर्स आते हैं वो हम गनाश में यूज कर सकते हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल यूज कर सकते हैं।
ओके। एंड सेकंड क्वेश्चन कि अगर जैसे हमें डार्क कलर चाहिए जैसे डार्क रेड या कोई डार्क कलर चाहिए गनाश का तो अगर हम उसमें ज्यादा क्वांटिटी यूज करें?
If you need darker colors, I would suggest you go for airbrush. Otherwise it will bleed badly.
ओके मैम, वैसे अगर ज्यादा कलर डालेंगे इसमें फर्क आएगा मतलब
कड़वा हो जाएगा it will bleed badly so it's better that you airbrush. Airbrush will only have a thin coat and give you beautiful results.
ओके मैम और जैसे मुझे ना पैलेट नाइफ से जैसे आपने आज पैलेट नाइफ से करी है ना सारी फीलिंग एंड फ्रोस्टिंग तो मुझसे वो होता नहीं मतलब एक जगह ज्यादा लग जाता है एक जगह कम लग जाता है तो पाइपिंग बैग से कर सकती हूँ?
बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं
मतलब स्टार्टिंग में पाइपिंग में जैसे प्रैक्टिस होगी फिर
बिल्कुल सूट योरसेल्फ।
ओके। और मैम मैंने ना कल चॉकलेट टी केक ट्राई किया था वो बहुत यमी बना था और बस मुझे एक डाउट आया कि मे बी मैंने उसको पहले फ्रिज में नहीं रखा जैसे मैंने उसको कट किया ना खाने के लिए, तो वो हाथ में ही टूट रहा था।
Obviously, सबर नहीं हुआ ना. It
पर
has to
बहुत
be.
सॉफ्ट बना था, बहुत ज्यादा सॉफ्ट बना
It
था।
is going to be super soft, and that's why you need the resting time. Otherwise, वो टूटेगा हाथ में because वो crumbly हो जाएगा.
मैम अगर जैसे हमें किसी कस्टमर को देना है तो पहले उसको फ्रिज में सेट करके फिर उसके पीसेस स्लाइसेस कट करें।
तभी आप टॉटिंग करोगे. I mentioned it on day one that that's why we had 2 days of CBM cake baking masterclass. So that first day we will bake, set it in the refrigerator. That testing time is absolutely important.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Amazing class.
Thank you so much. Then we have Vaishali.
हेलो मैम, गुड आफ्टरनून. थैंक यू
Good
फॉर द
afternoon,
लवली
Vaishali.
क्लास.
Thank you, Vaishali.
मैम एक चीज बस पूछनी थी कि मैम जैसे क्रीम केक, डबल टायर केक जब मेरा जाता है डिलीवरी के लिए तो वो एक साइड से बेंड हो जाता है.
फिर आपकी डावलिंग सही नहीं है.
जी,
डावलिंग इज नॉट राइट.
अच्छा वही मैम पूछना था कि
Packing
मैम.
is not correct.
अच्छा तो मैम बीच में मतलब क्या यूज करना चाहिए जिसकी वजह से वो बेंड ना हो.
See,
मतलब जैसे
doweling,
एक.
stacking, and tier cakes are not part of this class, but you should always
अच्छा
have
अच्छा.
central dowels and side dowels also to support.
अच्छा और जब मैम अभी आपने जैसे सिंगल स्टिक यूज करी, जैसे उसमें दो दो स्टेप अगर और करेंगे तभी मैम यही यूज करेंगे.
Dowels use करेंगे इसके. मैंने तो
अच्छा
अभी
डाउन.
skewered use किया है.
अच्छा अच्छा. ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
Dowels. Okay. Then we have Prachi.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Prachi.
For a long time, I'm waiting for my
Okay.
chance.
Yes, please. I'm going serially. अभी भी बहुत लोग हैं जो वेट कर रहे हैं. बोलिए.
Okay, ma'am. Today I have an order of a ganache cake, 1 pound
Okay.
ganache. तो मैंने केक बनाया था और उसको क्रम कोटिंग करके मैंने गनाश की लेयर लगा के मैंने रखी थी. जैसे मैंने अब तो वीडियो देखा, आपने जो ये शीट से बताया, तो मैंने इसको ट्राई किया. मुझे प्रॉब्लम क्या होती थी कि ये मैं इसको लिफ्ट नहीं कर पाती थी.
अच्छा.
तो अभी मैंने ये यूज किया और ये मैंने केक बनाया. थैंक यू सो मच.
See? Good job. Well done. देखो
Thank you.
साथ साथ हो गया ना. Wonderful. बिल्कुल होगा, सबका होगा. Just give it a try and try it as soon as possible. Well done, Prachi. I'm happy that you have this, enthu की अभी देखा अभी बना लिया. बहुत अच्छा किया. चॉकलेट केक का ऑर्डर आया है.
एक्चुअली मैंने रेडी करके रखा था, आपने जैसे बताया उसके बाद मैं ये करने लगी.
वेरी गुड, बहुत बढ़िया.
बहुत अच्छे से लिफ्ट हुआ.
बहुत अच्छे से लिफ्ट होगा, बहुत इजीली लिफ्ट होगा.
बहुत
और
easily.
एकदम फिनिश बहुत एंड अच्छी आएगी, वरना डैमेज होता है लिफ्ट होते टाइम.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
मोस्ट वेलकम प्राची. थैंक यू. नेक्स्ट वी हैव अमीशा.
Hi, ma'am. Hi.
Hi,
I had a
Avisha,
question.
Bodhi.
Hi. I do make the ganache 2:1 ratio, and normally I find over here semi-sweet milk chocolate in US. So I make out of that, but I realize that most of the time the ganache becomes too hard. Now, if I'm going to melt that ganache and use between the cake layers, would the cake not become too hard when the customers are cutting it?
So, Amisha, first of all, let me know, where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
You're from New Jersey. So, see the difference between temperature. Now, what you have to do is you have to ask the customer whenever the occasion is, when are they planning to cut the cake. So, whenever they're planning to cut the cake, they have to keep it outside the refrigerator. What is the outside temperature right now?
It's normally 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
60 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius is around 25, 30, 28, something like that. So, in that also weather, you have to guide them. Whoever is making ganache, whatever the season is, see, you have to understand Ganached cakes are going to solidify. Now, whenever the customer is going to cut through the cake, they have to allow it to come down to room temperature first. Matlab, whenever they are planning to cut the cake 3-4 hours prior, they should keep it outside the refrigerator. Then they will always have a smooth cutting, or best is keep a nominal ratio. Don't make it like here. Summers are really bad, 52 degrees already, degrees Celsius I'm talking about. So if you feel that your country has a cold kind of a weather and temperature, so you make 2:1 ratio or 1:1 ratio, whatever works and keeps it soft.
Okay. Another question I had is, what does it mean by emulsifying the thing? We don't need to emulsify the ganache, right?
You don't have
Normally
to.
with the blender, emulsifying blender.
No, you don't have to.
No, right?
You don't
And
have to.
once I had used the ganache, I whipped it and tried to use it on the cake, but then it became too soft and it was not holding. So I don't think you can use that for frosting the cake, right?
You can, but once you whip it, it becomes really droopy and uncontrollable. So you can actually make you can do a crumb coat, you can do a filling, you can pipe borders, but frosting would be difficult.
Frosting will be difficult. And
if you want to frost, if you want to frost using the same whipped ganache, add in a little bit of whipped cream to it. It will stabilize the droopiness of the ganache.
Got you. Okay. Thank you so much. I had one as a gentle reminder, whenever you can, will you share the amount of batter you need for the coordinating with the tin size, like for the
Yes, we'll do that in the group. We have already jotted it down. We'll do that in the group.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
दो questions, दो चीजें एक बार note कर लो. एक तो rose veiner इनका and this one, the tin size and the batter.
Because especially for 10-inch cakes and 12-inch cakes, it's
The
very
bigger
difficult
one.
how much batter we need for that.
Yes.
All right.
See,
Thank you
you
so
have
much.
to understand that it should fill till 3/4. Your
Got
batter
you.
should not exceed 3/4 of the tin. Just that. We don't measure out our batter. If you ask me, ma'am, how much batter goes into a 12-inch cake? I don't know because I don't measure it. We just see that the tin should be filled till 3/4.
So
even if you're making a 5-inch tin, the batter should be 3/4. And if you are making a 12-inch tin, the batter should be 3/4. So the full one recipe is good for your 9-inch cake.
For a 9-inch cake for 2 layers, right? To cut into 2 layers.
Just tot it and you have 2 layers.
2 layers. Because I just started all of a sudden home baking and
yes, I understand.
Self-learned, so I didn't
So if you have to
understand
make a 10-inch or a 12-inch cake, then you will need 1.5 recipe or 2 recipe.
Right. And because I get customers who ask me that, oh, can you make half kg? Can you make 2 kgs? But I say, no, I do it by the size. That's what I'm doing right now because I don't know exactly 10-inch cake will suffice how many people and 12-inch cake will suffice how many
so
people.
How much will suffice how many people? Now coming to this, it's not about the inches. It's about the weight. So it's 12 people per kg.
12 people per kg. Okay.
Write down everybody. It's 12 people per kg. It can be a tall cake 1 kg. It can be a flat cake 1 kg, but it's 12 people per kg.
Okay, I was up till now making the cakes according to the, like I was giving 8
no,
inches,
it's not
9,
that.
10
Because
and
tall cakes look really fancy and beautiful for your portfolio.
I'm not
also.
confident of tall cakes. I've never
Don't
tried
worry,
any.
start
I
doing
just
it.
make a normal
Make
size.
2 5-inch and stack it together. Like you've
I'll
done
try
it today.
Yeah. But I don't know, as you said, the doubling and that I don't know.
You don't have to dowel. I did not dowel. I just put a skewer in. For 4 layers, you don't need a dowel.
But then if you said if I do 2-tier cake with that, then I'm sure.
saying 2-tier. I said 2 cakes stacked together like I've done in the round.
I got it. Single cake, but make it tall.
So start doing tall cakes. Yes. Even if you have to make a 2 kg cake, take 2 6-inch cake sponges and stack them one on top of other to make 2 kg cakes. Like make more taller cakes.
Right. So that's exactly what I don't know. That exactly I don't know that if I have a 2 kg cake, then what size tins I can use to make
6-inch to make 2 tall cakes.
Got you. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. We have Garima. आज तो 2 मेघाने हाथ करेगी. हाँ गरिमा. Yes. Garima, unmute.
Yes, yeah, hello, ma'am. I'm audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are.
Ma'am, good afternoon, ma'am. Actually, I am very new to this profession. अभी I've just started. I'm just confusing. मैं अभी start करूँगी बनाना. अभी मैंने start भी नहीं करा है.
कोई problem नहीं है. बोलिए. Again,
जो dripping.
Now I'm audible. हाँ जी.
Dripping cakes होते हैं, जैसे वो ganache से ही drips करते हैं ना?
Yes, ganache से ही drip करोगे, they will give you the best of drips. Now, if you have to make dark chocolate drip, it will be 2:1 ratio. Just melt it. This becomes your drip. All right. And for white chocolate cakes, it's 3:1. I mean white chocolate drips, it's 3:1.
मैम आई एम नॉट ऑडिबल, आपकी वॉइस बहुत ब्रेक हो गई बीच में.
So for dark chocolate drips, it's 2:1 ratio, 2 parts of chocolate and 1 part of cream. And for white drips or colored drips, it's 3:1. Thank you, Avneet. She has put in the chat.
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू. मेरे को ये बाकी
Most welcome. I'll do it
then I'll
quickly.
start.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Okay.
Just start. 6 महीने का असिस्टेंस है, जल्दी स्टार्ट करो.
Okay,
मेघा बंगा.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Megha.
Ma'am, today's session was very great.
Thank you. बोलिए.
मैम मैं जो ये बोल रही हूँ कि जो गनाश की रेशो जो आपने ली है उसमें कितने केक कवर हो जाएंगे? जैसे हमने चॉकलेट की 2:1, तो उसमें मतलब ½ kg के 2 केक हो जाएंगे पूरे?
आराम से हो जाएंगे. It will also depend whether you are doing a filling and frosting together. जैसे मैंने ये 1 kg का केक बनाया तो उसमें उतना गनाश कंज्यूम हो गया. तो ½ kg के 2 बन जाएंगे.
अंदर भी और बाहर भी, इनसाइड फिलिंग में भी और आउटसाइड भी. ठीक है. और मैम जो कैरेमल सॉस बताई थी वो कौन से केक में मतलब अंदर फिलिंग में जा सकती है?
कॉफी केक में कर सकते हो, बिस्कॉफ में कर सकते हो, then you can do it in banoffee, then you can do it in caramel cakes. All these cakes can be done.
और मैम अगर उसके ऊपर कुछ मतलब चंक्स वंक्स डाले तो मतलब
कोई भी चॉकलेट चंक्स डाल सकते हो, हेजलनट्स डाल सकते हो, या ड्राई फ्रूट्स डाल सकते हो, या बटरस्कॉच में ऑफ कोर्स. How can I forget butterscotch? This caramel sauce is best for your butterscotch cakes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. मैम फिर मैं कल ना ओवन देखने गई थी तो वहाँ पे मतलब क्रोमा का उन्होंने बोला कि सबसे बेस्ट है. तब भी मैंने पूछा कि मतलब ठीक है क्रोमा का या मैं और कोई देखूं?
See, two of my friends are baking and they're very satisfied with the Chroma OTG. I have never baked, so I can only share what I know. तो मैंने उनसे ही पूछा and they are very satisfied with Chroma OTG. You can go with Philips also. See, Philips will also be very easy if you are a beginner. If you are a beginner, then you should go for either Bajaj Majesty, Philips. These two will never trouble you. ये दोनों बहुत easily bake हो जाते हैं. Glen I have not used. Ramandeep, she's saying Glen is also very good.
Okay. और मैम जैसे चॉकलेट गनाश की आपने आउटर कवरिंग करी हुई थी तो उसमें हमारे जो हाथ में जो हीट वो उससे मेल्ट नहीं हो जाएगा? जैसे आपने फ्लाइंग करी.
नहीं बिल्कुल मेल्ट नहीं होगा. क्यों मेल्ट होगा? मैं एसी में काम कर रही हूँ भाई.
नहीं. अच्छा. हैंड्स की भी तो
my palm is also very hot. I have hot palm. But अगर आप एसी में काम करोगे तो नहीं होगा. Because when we keep the cake multiple times in the refrigerator, it's solid, rock hard. See how I tossed? So it's
okay, ma'am. And ma'am, जैसे हमने चॉकलेट सॉस बनानी है तो इसकी बन जाएगी जो हमने गनाश बनाया है? मतलब इसको कैसे करेंगे? मतलब थोड़ा ड्रिपी कंसिस्टेंसी नीचे गिरे, थोड़ा ड्रिप के फॉर्म में. मतलब ऐड मिल्क कर दे.
2:1 ratio dripping consistency.
और मैम थोड़ा सा मिल्क ऐड कर सकते हैं उसके अंदर?
नहीं, मिल्क की जरूरत नहीं होती.
सॉस टाइप में मतलब सॉस जैसे
और सॉस टाइप होगा. इफ यू वांट इट मोर लिक्विडी, डू इट 1:1 रेशियो.
1:1. ओके. और मैम जैसे मूस केक था उसके अंदर कहते गनाश को बीट कर दे और व्हिप क्रीम को उसके अंदर डाल के फिर बीट कर दे. यही होगा ना? थैंक यू मैम सो मच.
थैंक यू. Then we have Meghna. Okay, last 2 questions. Meghna. We will take Meghna, Manali and Avneet. That's it. और कोई है भी नहीं वैसे. Oh, we have Neha also. Okay, we'll take Neha's question. चलो, 4 more questions quickly. चलिए Meghna, unmute. Hey, no questions. You raised your hand then. Megha Agarwal, sorry. Megha Agarwal.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Megha. बोलिए.
Ma'am, my question is, ma'am, बटर कुकीज में आइसिंग शुगर भी यूज कर सकते हैं?
मैंने आइसिंग शुगर ही यूज की थी.
अच्छा, उसमें जो आपने रेसिपी दी है उसमें कैस्टर शुगर लिखी हुई है.
दोनों यूज कर सकते हैं. आइसिंग शुगर यूज करोगे तो लाइट बनेगी.
ओके ओके ओके। और अगर whipped क्रीम केक बनाते हैं जैसे हम स्क्वायर शेप में, तो उसके शार्प एजेस कैसे मैनेज करें मैम?
देखो whipped cream में sharp edges लाना is a little challenging because first you have to master how you are doing it. If you are perfecting your round cakes in whipped cream, then I would suggest that you go and do the whipped cream sharp edges in square. But it will be a little challenging because you have to know the pressures, right? So when you do it in whipped cream, you have to do one side at a time. एक side को finish करते करते जाना पड़ेगा वरना आपकी cream फट जाएगी.
ठीक है मैम। ओके। और मैम जैसे अभी आपने ये चॉकलेट केक बनाया, बिल्कुल अच्छे से सेट हो गया और आपने उसको लिफ्ट भी कर लिया। ऐसे मैंने देखा है वीडियोस में कि उसमें वो डॉवल्स डाल के उसको ऐसे उठाकर और दूसरे केक पे स्टैक करते हैं। वो डॉवल कहाँ चला जाता है फिर? वो उसको बहुत से में दिखाते हैं काफी अंदर करते हैं, पर वो जो लॉन्ग के बड़ा वाला केक बनता है तो उसमें डॉवल कहाँ चला जाता है फिर जब वो
देखो दो
स्टैक
तरीके
करते
से करते हैं, एक तो डॉवल ऐसे उठाया क्योंकि अंडरनेथ इज वी पुट इन आवर
सपोर्ट के
पैलेट
लिए।
नाइफ, तो पैलेट नाइफ डाल के डॉवल एक्चुअली पैलेट नाइफ को टच होता है. So
या
what they do is they release the palette knife first and then take out the dowel.
ओके ओके ओके।
मतलब मैजिक ट्रिक यही है.
या मैं समझ गई मैम। मैं यही सोचती थी वो डॉवल कहाँ चला जाता है, कोई दिखाता नहीं है, मतलब वीडियोस में वो निकाला उन्होंने नीचे
बहुत
से
अच्छा,
पैलेट
I understand. So it's on the palette knife actually.
या थैंक यू मैम।
Most welcome, most welcome. Then we have Neha. Yes, Neha.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
So ma'am, I have three questions. एक तो जो आपने एक equipment use किया था to level the cake. Can we have the picture of that?
It's called a water leveler. Give it to me if it's nearby.
We can get it online?
It's called a water leveler. I'll either put it in the group or you can take a screenshot.
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, second is I'm confused within the colors. जैसे जो ganache में we can use powder colors and gel. Yeah, ma'am, this one.
This is called a water leveler. It comes in different, like, you get it in Amazon also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Anji, next question was?
तो मैम गनाश में हम लिक्विड कलर्स यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं.
No. Ganache में you need oil based colors because Ganache has fat. So use either candy colors. Okay. I would also not suggest go for powder colors because powder colors can make it gritty. So I prefer using candy colors. Candy colors are liquidy, but no, never gel colors are blue. Because gel colors are only for fondant. Gel colors is not for...
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can use a color splash colors. Color splash colors are universal colors. They can go in your filling, they can go in your frosting, they can go in your sponges, they can go for your chocolates, they can go for your ganache, they can go for your whipped cream, they can go for your batter. So one color and you are sorted.
Okay, ma'am.
So
ma'am, what is glazing? Will you be teaching us? Okay, ma'am. Color splash. Yeah. And ma'am, glazing एक होता है Ganached Cakes. Will you be teaching us that as well?
I think mirror glaze is part of your online session that we have given you.
Okay.
हाँ उसमें है.
ठीक है ma'am. Just wanted to say. That's all, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Then we have Avneet.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Two last questions. Avneet, had we had no? Yeah, please tell me.
हाँ जी, गुड आफ्टरनून मैम.
गुड आफ्टरनून.
वैसे तो ऑलमोस्ट सारे क्लियर हो गए हैं, बट एक whip क्रीम के साथ आपने गनाश बताया है कि हम यूज बना सकते हैं, जैसे अमूल की क्रीम के साथ गनाश बनाया है अभी, तभी आपने बताया था whip क्रीम के साथ भी अगर मतलब अमूल की क्रीम अवेलेबल ना हो तो वो कैसे बनाएंगे?
सेम तरीके से
मैंने
जैसे अमूल क्रीम यूज कर रहे हो उसकी जगह पे whip cream यूज करोगे, सेम तरीका, प्रोसेस विल बी सेम.
रूम टेम्परेचर पे लेके आके
सेम एग्जैक्टली द सेम प्रोसेस. रूम टेम्परेचर पे लेके पोर करके बीट करके मेल्ट करके, सेम प्रोसेस.
ठीक. थैंक यू मैम.
नाउ Manali, she's been waiting since long.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
Yeah, you are. Yes.
Okay, thank God. Ma'am, first of all, very good class. मतलब मैंने स्पॉन्ज पहली बार मेरा सही बना. I was using premix and I was delivering to my customer. I was feeling like कि ये क्या है, मैं क्या दे रही हूँ customers को.
Happy dance.
And after I bake that vanilla sponge, it tastes very nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Most
And
welcome.
my,
I'm so glad.
thank you. And my question is कि मैम व्हाइट गनाश जो अपन ने यूज किया है उससे ज्यादा सॉफ्ट वो ज्यादा स्वीट हो जाएगा क्या केक जैसे पूरा
See,
व्हाइट
white
गनाश
chocolate ganache is sweet. It's not like your dark ganache. It is
Yeah.
sweet. So you have to be mindful of how you're using it. Now, for the
Okay.
sake of the class, I have done a filling also with white ganache. But you don't do a filling frosting with white ganache. Otherwise, it is going to be sweet. Now, when we use white chocolate ganache in a cake, we balance it out with berries. Because berries are tangy, like strawberry cake, pineapple cake, mixed berries, or lemon cakes. With those cakes, yes, this is her cake, Manali's. So with those cakes, they come out, the white ganache is balanced really, really well. So you don't use it with a butterscotch cake, then it will make it too sweet, right? So you, because it has caramel sauce, which is again sweet. So balance out white ganache with something that is tangy in nature.
ओके एंड मैम जब कुकीज को बाहर निकालेंगे ओवन से तो वो सॉफ्ट रहेगी ना आफ्टर बेकिंग थोड़ा सा सॉफ्ट रहेगा या फिर वो हार्ड हो जाएगी
Cake.
Cookies. I'm
Cookies.
talking about cookies. Yeah.
When you take it out from the oven, it is going to be soft. So you have to allow it to come down to room temperature and chill. Then it will gradually become hard.
ओके एंड गोल्डन गनाश भी काफी सुनने में आया मतलब वी वॉच ना सोशल मीडिया तो गोल्डन गनाश गोल्डन गनाश गोल्डन गनाश
So my
व्हाट इज
golden ganache,
एग्जैक्टली
we have just shot our golden ganache. It's coming tomorrow. Stay tuned. You will never find this recipe anywhere. I'm sharing it tomorrow.
ओके थैंक यू
Okay. Okay. Now we have Neha. Neha Mangalani. Yes, Neha. After Neha, we will take Vinny and we are done for the day. Yes, Neha. Unmute kari, please. You're not audible, Neha. So you... Neha, try to fix it. We'll go to Vinny. Vinny, आप बताओ.
मैम आज जो आपने स्पॉन्ज बनाया था वो कितने ग्राम मतलब क्वांटिटी में क्या बनाया था मतलब कितने ग्राम मैदा और
के 2 केक
जो आपने फर्स्ट क्लास में बताया था वही मेजरमेंट से बनाया था ओके और ये कब पता चलेगा कि जैसे आज आपने वेनिला स्पॉन्ज लिया ना गनाश के साथ मोस्टली हम chocolate sponge लेते हैं तो
So
vanilla
this is actually a choco vanilla combination. When your customer asks for a choco vanilla combination, then you use this.
ओके उसी टाइम बनाना है बस लास्ट बटर स्कॉच केक में क्या क्या जाएगा कैरेमल सॉस के साथ और बटर स्कॉच
Praline, butterscotch praline.
ओके
Sponge is going to be butterscotch again. Frosting is going to be whipped cream.
ठीक है ओके मैम थैंक यू
Okay, thank you. Okay, last question from Neha. Neha, भूख लगी है. Everybody is hungry. Where did she go? राधिका कहाँ है? मुझे नहीं दिख रही. Okay, Radhika. चलो राधिका का last question लेते हैं. Neha is not there. And we can also take Priyanka Jain. Priyanka is also waiting. Last. अब ये एकदम last है. Final वाला last.
सॉरी मैम मैं भूल गई थी मैम मेरे पास इनालसा का ओटीजी है तो I can start with that, right? But it's not
start with that. Don't invest. Start with that. Make it 150 degrees. अभी उसी में start करो. If you have an OTG, whatever OTG you have, start with that. Don't buy anything.
Okay.
I am a mentor who will never ask you to buy anything extra. पहले पैसे बनाओ, उसके बाद खर्चा करेंगे.
हाँ, exactly. Orders तो आए पहले.
बिल्कुल. Of course.
और मैम ट्रफल के लिए so ganache से ही truffle बनता है, right? Or is there something else which goes into truffle?
No. This is the same. So try using Kuvacha chocolate if you want a very good like a truffle cake. So try using Kuvacha chocolate.
So it's like the chocolate sponge and Kuvacha
chocolate ganache soaking, so and then the outside chocolate.
Okay. So the layering and filling everything is of that ganache, and that's how you get the truffle cake, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Inside out.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, most welcome. Priyanka.
मैम
हाँ जी.
आज बारी आई है मेरी.
तुम कभी भी हाथ रेज नहीं करते हो.
नहीं मैंने 2 दिन से कर रही हूँ मैम. अब बोल रहे हो अभी जाऊँ.
हाँ तो वीडियो ऑन नहीं करोगे तो भाई
नहीं
रूल तो
वीडियो
रूल है, आई कैन नॉट गो अगेंस्ट द रूल, फिर बाकी मुझे बोलेंगे।
फाइन मैम, ठीक है मैम। अभी है ना, अभी आपने बोला कि गनाश केक ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं ना?
क्या कर सकते हैं?
गनाश केक को ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं, राइट?
ट्रैवल, हाँ ऑफ कोर्स।
लाइक 2 आवर्स से ज्यादा कर सकते हैं?
2 आवर्स, 3 आवर्स, 4 आवर्स कर लो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
और
फ्लाइट में
जो
भी
whipped cream का है?
चले जाओ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। आ गया मेरा स्प्रेड।
आई हैव डन दिस मैम, मैंने ये किया, परफेक्ट हुआ मेरा।
तो
whipped
कुछ
cream
नहीं
से
होता।
हम ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं whipped cream से?
whipped cream के साथ ट्रैवल कर सकते हो, बट इट्स इन पीक समर्स यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट देयर इज अ लिमिटेशन, बिकॉज़ whipped
But
cream
I-
being whipped cream।
हाँ, मैं उनको कस्टमर्स को बोल दूं कि एसी में लेके जाने के लिए।
बिल्कुल, विदाउट एसी यू डोंट
Yes.
डिलीवर whipped cream cakes। In fact, 48 degree temperature, 52 degree temperature, we don't even send our Ganached cakes without AC।
ओके। और मैम रेड कलर कैसे आएगा मैम whipped cream में?
पाउडर कलर्स।
और इसमें गनाश में?
गनाश में एयरब्रश बोला तो अभी।
बोला था क्या? और मेरा हाइट छोटा हुआ मैम, मैंने कल केक किया था, लाइक इतना ही हुआ हाइट मेरा।
तो फिर आपने 3/4 फिलिंग नहीं करी होगी। ट्राई टू फिल इट 3/4
His
so that
beauty just came up from
that was
Delhi to
done
airport, all intact and all this beaut. To order such cakes, contact this beauty.
went to Jaipur from here।
This beauty just this
Delhi to
beauty
Jaipur
just
गया
came.
था ये।
मैम बोलूं मैं, आई हैव मेड दिस मैम केक।
Very
इतना
nice।
स्पॉन्ज, इतना स्पॉन्ज, इट्स ऑसम। और
And now
खाने में
tell
भी
me,
इतना
nobody
मस्त
will
है।
even understand it's an egg-free cake।
या एक्चुअली आई मेक प्रीमिक्स, तो मैंने एक बार प्रीमिक्स यूज किया था, तो इजी आपको बताया। और अभी ये कैसे स्टोर करना मैम? अभी आपको जो रेसिपी है वो कैसे बनाऊं?
जैसे कैसे बनाऊं
मतलब अभी बेकिंग सोडा और बेकिंग पाउडर वो एंड में यूज करते हैं ना हम, व्हेनेवर वी मेक बैटर एट द एंड।
जैसे भी मैंने बनाया वैसे बनाओ। ये हटाओ प्लीज, पहले ये हटाओ। जैसे मैंने बनाया वैसे, मतलब आफ्टर 4 years से ही रेसिपी कैसे बनाऊं? अभी जाके वीडियो देखो पहले तो खाना खाते खाते, उसके बाद उसमें देखो मैम ने कैसे बनाया। दैट्स व्हाई आई डोंट रीशूट माय प्राइमरी वीडियोस। The primary videos that I have shot, like in orientation class, I've told you, I don't reshoot my primary videos because I use the same recipe and they give out wonderful results.
सेम है मैम,
वो
बट
जाके देखो and
टेस्ट
you
अभी
will get
मैंने
amazing orders, I'm telling you। बहुत orders मिलने वाले हैं।
ठीक है, गनाश तो नो प्रॉब्लम मैम, मेरा बेस्ट सेलिंग है गनाश केक, तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है मुझे गनाश का। मेन वेनिला का ही
Main
है।
vanilla का problem, I know
हाँ।
many people have this vanilla cake problem because Ganache तो chocolate के taste से ही बिकता है।
यस यस।
Okay,
और
are we done with the question, Priyanka?
मैम और एक है
One
मैम।
last, yes please।
हाँ मैम, वो जो आपने फ्रॉस्टिंग बताई अभी स्क्वायर केक एंड राउंड केक की, उसमें आपने गनाश बहुत मतलब वाइट में बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है। जब हम गनाश फ्रॉस्टिंग करते हैं तो उसमें बहुत ज्यादा गनाश हो जाता है। व्हेन वी हैव कस्टमर्स को अगर सर्व करते हैं तो बहुत ज्यादा नहीं हो जाता है? वाइट
नहीं।
बहुत स्वीट नहीं होता?
That's why I asked you to keep 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch means 1/4 inch this side, 1/4 inch on the other side. So it's
तो
total
equally
1/2
बैलेंस हो
inch।
जाता है।
हाँ, एकदम पतला सा रहता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
ठीक है मैम, थैंक
Okay,
यू।
now we'll go to Neha finally and the last one।
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, Neha।
Big fan.
Thank you।
Okay. Just a small question, ma'am. If I'm covering a cake like a fresh fruit cake with white ganache, so can I use that in the bottom tier when I'm making a tier cake?
Of course, why not? Of course, Ganached cake is super sturdy।
Yeah, I know because I've been using a full chocolate cake in the bottom tier.
Yes, you can. You can. If you are using compote cakes or caramel cakes or butterscotch cakes, just crumb coat it in ganache and finish it in ganache. You can use it for bottom tiers, no problem।
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy lunching. We need to go. If that is a word, I don't know, but I'm super hungry. And I'm sure you guys must be hungry too. So we'll meet tomorrow. I wanted to finish off with the Q&A so that we don't have to come back, because I know all of you have different commitments to finish. So we are done with the class now. Jaiye, khana khaiye, and we will meet you tomorrow again at 10 a.m. And tomorrow is going to be a wonderful, wonderful lesson again. So we'll have a good time. So Riddhi, if you are missing out on the class, don't worry. You will get all the recording of the videos. You can go back and start watching the videos that have been shared in the class. So I am not repeating the consistency and ratio of Ganache anymore. I think I've repeated 1,000 times, a zillion times in the class. I need to go now. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow.